Hi, League of Legends fans. We are coming to you this lovely Friday night with our Spring 2024 League of Legends Rivals Finals, featuring Muskingum University versus Colonel Esports. I am Hummus. I'm joined by my co-caster Blastmasters, who will be with us on mic in just a sec. He's running production for us as well, so his hands are quite busy right now.
Hello.
There he is.
Setting up the
Um,
draft flow with everybody.
We should have draft starting any second now. They were very polite and waiting for us to be ready to go.
Very.
Um, so while we're waiting for draft to get started and see what they pick, I think it's important to note that this is a rematch of a regular season game that was played between these two almost exactly 2 months ago in February. That match was a best of three, which was won by Muskingum. So Colonel definitely looking for the upset here as we head into this. This will be a best of five match, so we will be looking for the first person to three games tonight, not two. And yeah, Muskingum higher seed electing blue side first. So we're just waiting to see when draft gets started and what gets selected here.
Bigger game, bigger stakes, folks. Willing to wait a bit more. As we say that, looks like coach on Colonel's side confirmed we are starting bands first.
I'm gonna see the Amumu band coming out of Muskingum first. Hitting that Amumu, definitely an annoying. And the Nocturne, so starting off with two jungle bands, one for each. Muskingum banning out the Darius, which is a nice top side. You are streaming your OPGG, my friend.
My bad.
And
Tried
the
to.
Pirellian Soul band coming out from Colonel Esports. So hitting a jungler and a top laner, and a jungler and a mid laner. As an ASOL player, I'm sad.
Here goes
Let me say that.
Maokai.
There does
Really
go
powerful
Maokai.
support that's kind of fallen a bit off recently. Finally, thank God.
Is also a viable jungler, however.
Absolutely.
Um, so Maokai definitely has that versatility that you don't necessarily want to see. And the Kane ban, Colonel really looking like they're going to hard target the Muskingum jungler this go round with two Kane bans, locking in the Braum support for blue side most likely. Um, Interesting move to lock in support first. I very rarely see it. Um, that said, Muskingum's side, bot lane is their weak side.
Mm.
They've got a plat up in the top and in the mid, but they've only got silvers down in the bot.
Mission
So
Notoriety, captain of Colonel, getting that main, locking in the nice comfy champ with Viego.
always good to start a best of five with your comfort picks, especially if they're not going to ban it out.
Yeah, force some trauma bans in later games by doing well here.
Trauma bans. They are a thing. Soraka getting locked in support, so we are going to have both supports locked in addition to the Colonel jungler.
That looks like
Um,
without any influence from junglers, it's gonna be potentially very slow bot in general this game. Rock and Braum, neither of those chips really want to go in too hard.
Absolutely not. Hovering the Smolder, but choosing to lock in the Zeri and the ADC. So we are going to see a Zeri Braum bot lane coming out of Muskingum, most likely. That is the cutest husky in chat that I have ever seen. That is, I think that's a corgi emote, actually.. I'm getting distracted, but
Yeah, I can't get open. I gotta get my phone.
well, I've got chat,
I gotta.
so
Well,
we
yeah.
are
Well, I gotta get chat
fine.
too.
Ari getting locked in for the Muskingum mid lane. Ari seen a lot of competitive play at the higher levels in the LCS and all of that. So not an overall very surprising pick. We're going to be watching out for those charms to be hitting later on.
Ooh,
And
lock it
then,
in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in,
ooh,
lock it
is
in.
that a Swain ADC
I
or a
think
Swain
I
mid?
think that's a Swain APC. I am
It is a Swain AD. No, no. I'm gonna counteract you because it looks like the ADC plays a lot of Xayah.
either
And
way.
that's the mid lane mainer. Mid
I
lane main Swain.
I am a Swain enjoyer. Swain is my by far most played character. I'm very excited to see the lock in here.
I, on the flip side, hate Swain with
That's
a
fair.
burning passion
Oh,
because
he's not fun to fight. I'll give you that.
I always think I've dodged his little root ball and then I just completely miss. Olaf getting banned away by Colonel. The Zaya now getting banned. So, like I said, that Swain is going to most likely be going
Here's the
mid.
thing,
Zaya
Swain
was
is a
the ADC
really
comfort pick.
strong flex pick here. That could be bait. If the Zaya on Colonel side is comfortable playing the Swain, they could have just opened up their mid laner. But
They could have. I'm
we'll have to
not
see.
sure. I'm not sure. Vi and Jinx being the final one. So Muskingum's pretty convinced that that's the ADC that's getting banned away there. That still needs to get picked.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Um,
Looks like it.
Senna ADC.
Okay.
Okay. Little interesting to see the Senna with the Soraka. Also, can I just say I am going to die in the S's for Colonel this game. We have Swain, Senna, and Soraka, and I'm just gonna suffer.
Yeah, I know. I get you. A lot of stacking
Um,
as well between Swain and the Senna. These are characters that just aren't gonna stop getting stronger as the game goes.
they're not. They're not. Senna, you do normally see picked. Ooh, locking in the Wukong.
Late lock
Could
in
be
too.
top, could be jungle. That was a late
I think
lock
that
in,
was buying
absolutely.
time for this final pick because they really do have to choose. Colonel getting this last pick top is very good for their top laner. Does put a little more pressure on them to perform, but they just get free reign here potentially.
I mean, it's top laners. There's always pressure on them to perform, but you don't give them any help to perform. That's the top lane island, right?
Yeah, you know.
Like,
And sometimes
final
they
pick. Final pick for Muskingum is going to be that Aatrox, which can be very lethal. Interesting to see who Colonel's going to pick into that. Whether they're
if
going to go for a counter pick or a comfort pick.
if Muskingum's top gets the ball rolling, that's going to be a big issue for Colonel.
Oh, please let this. Yes,
Orn,
that is an
okay.
top in. I am a big fan of the Orn top lane. Um, I am interested to see this as we head over for them to do it all over again. Because that's what happens is you draft and then you redraft.
We do get the rerun.
We do get the rerun, and then the 3 minute wait where we get to analyze the rerun. Also, can I just say we have 23 viewers, and I don't think I've seen this many viewers on this channel in like forever.
Real quick, big thank you to everybody tuning in. Even before we get started, really appreciate. Love seeing folks show up not only for their schools, but just to help support the whole, college esports ecosystem.
And while we're waiting for them to get going as well, I'm gonna send the production R as well, just that way they know we're good. Both Blastmasters and I are from different schools. We both have League of Legends teams. Ironically, Blastmasters team is the one who took my team out of playoffs. We don't talk about that. We're not going to worry about that. But the opportunity to keep casting and keep sharing the game that I at least play and love, and I think you do as well.
Oh yeah.
With fans, even when we're out of it, is a really special opportunity.
I very recently actually started to play League ranked seriously, like a desire to climb, and it's been a lot of fun.
And see, I'm stuck in ELO misery.
Mhm.
So, I'm over here playing my normies, getting my champs up to level 7 mastery.
You might be the first person I have ever heard called ELO, ELO.
I'm from Idaho. We do things differently up here.
That's fair. You enunciate every little thing.
Shadows. Fear controls them.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm from Idaho. We do things differently up here. So I guess let's just talk about these matchups as we see them getting locked in. Again, we do have like 3 minutes of delay. Aatrox Ornn. I'm a big believer in Ornn top lane. I'm a big believer of the Ornn upgrades making a huge difference in the late game. I'm a big fan of the bull, honestly. I'm a big fan of the bull.
Colonel's entire lineup here is a very late game focused team. Like they are just the longer this game goes, the better it is for them. Between Swain and Senna just constantly getting better, or guaranteeing that at the end of the day, no matter what, if this goes to like level 18, everybody's full items we will be statistically stronger.
They will be. On the flip side, because I have to give you the flip side, because for once I'm not casting biased. It's a weird feeling. The problem with the late game comp
What's the worst that
is
could happen?
if you can't hold the late game, if you can't hold to the late game. If the Zeri, the Braum, the Ahri, the Wukong even catches people out and Muskingum starts stacking that lead, it can become too insurmountable to come back from, even with your heavy stacking.
Oh, absolutely.
That's always the concern with the late game comp. If one can execute it great, it works great.
You just got to play careful. Colonel has to play to the idea that they're not going to be. They could get some early wins that make getting to that late game much, much smoother. They can't assume that. They're going to need to play a bit slower, a bit safer, more patient.
I don't know. For my guys, patience is hard. I think watching patience is hard. Like I think casting, we might be sitting on our thumbs for like 15 minutes here. While everybody see, like, yep, they are killing minions. I'm interested to see actually how the mid lane skill shots go.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of poke.
There is a lot of poke. Swain's root and Ahri's ball and charm, both interesting to see how they play those, how they can land those. Ahri, not one of the most played champs from the Muskingum mid laner. Not a weakness, but definitely favors that Asol and the Gragas a little bit more than the Ahri. On the Colonel side, Swain, like I said, is the comfort pick. That's a 3.45 to 1 KDA on the Swain at this point. Like, it's a good Swain.
Oh, yeah, 66% win rate. Not at all.
Yeah. I think the win rate is insane in silver queue.
Yeah, kind of shocked to see the Asol knocked out over the Swain, honestly. Stats.
Personally, I would be more scared of an Asol than a Swain. Because once Asol hits 100 stacks, he's deadly. Once he hits 200, he's basically just a giant snowball of a celestial dragon.
Right.
So I'm not hating that ban choice at all.
I definitely understand it.
Wait, they banned out their own Asol. I'm sorry. Colonel was the one who banned out the Asol. I'm blind. I don't know why that Asol got banned there. Oh, because that mid laner also Asols. That's why. Both of our mid laners play Asol.
Fair enough.
So I would not be surprised if Colonel loses, which I'm not saying they will, but I wouldn't be surprised if Colonel loses and ends up on blue side if we see the Asol ban coming out from Muskingum. I think the Asol's too dangerous in this matchup with both mid laners being able to play it.
Definitely seems like a pick ban situation on Asol, at least for this specific matchup.
And, I'm going to be really happy if we see the Asol get through. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm a big fan of Asol because he takes skill to stack in the early game, and then he just becomes deadly in the late game. We'll see. I'm interested. One thing I do want to point out is that when you have the Senna ADC, it almost feels like Senna was kind of, I don't want to say a last-ditch effort, because it is the third highest picked champion for Karina on that ADC. But you generally see Senna with a tankier support. I mean, obviously meta is Senna Tahm Kench or Senna Nautilus.
Right.
But really the truth is that any tankier one works there. So I don't know, we'll see. I think
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask you. Ask you while you're setting things up and hitting buttons, because that's the best time to ask you questions. Based solely on draft, who are you giving it to?
Again, both teams chose very opposing draft logics here. That's a very nice ping by not very nice word by Mr. Notoriety, just getting a view of that invade, backing off for anything. This could genuinely go either way. Both teams, Muskingum and Colonel, have decided on the play style here before the match has even started. Like, Muskingum generally is absolutely going to be a bit more aggressive here. They have a lot of characters, Wukong, Aatrox, Zeri, Ahri, that really just thrive on getting an early lead and just rolling you over. And with between the Senna, the Swain, the Ornn, almost everyone on Colonel side relies on having time to get ready. So this could genuinely go either way. This is a very even game in my eyes. I haven't seen either team play, so it's really going to be up
Neither
to
have I.
exactly how they play it.
I think that is one important thing to note is that all of our teams were not in this division. So we have not played against these teams. We haven't seen them play. This is our first time.
Also,
So
just because I've seen too much of the spectator tool, the Void Grubs is bugged in the spectator tool, right? Put the numbers are literally over the spawn timer for Rift.
it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
It
It's
is.
just funny.
It's fine. We will make do. First grub spawn at 5 minutes when Drake shows up.
Exactly.
So boom, there you are. Already getting the damage down on the Swain and getting that electrocute proc.
Good poke by Flurry.
I am excited to see the Ahri running the electrocute. Definitely going for a very offensive stance there. On the other hand,
Surprised, honestly, to see the Ahri from Noto. Typically, especially with solo lane Swain, Conqueror just gives him the extra survivability he really wants in team fights. Really plays to Swain liking a fight going longer. I get it for the poke. I'm just surprised he's even trying to outpoke an Ahri.
you don't really outpoke Ahri's. Top lane both hitting level 3 at the same time.
Nice.
Meanwhile, in the I
Turn
love
around
an
for
Ornn.
Melon. Using the
Love
W
the
to
Ornn.
dodge that infernal chain from Aatrox.
Soraka getting some good poke down. We did see in the bot lane Karina Ghosty hitting the level 2. Ooh, going unstoppable. Good trades, good trades. We might
Careful.
have a
Ooh, that knockup did hit. This is very dangerous here, that heal. Yeah.
healing
W would come
pods
up a
are
little bit earlier.
dead even on CS. This is gonna be an I'm so used to the top lane island idea. Where, the top laners, they fight, nobody really dies. They just go after each other for 20, 30 minutes, and then they're like, now I'm gonna engage with everybody else.
There's a notoriety, Pathic bot. Meanwhile, Psycho on Muskingum. Pathing towards top, just taking the scuttle and backing off.
So that is gonna be one scuttle each on.
Ooh, Psycho
Wukong.
looking potentially for a gank on Noto.
Sliding into vision though, actually with that. So you already saw the pings coming out really, really quickly. Meanwhile, Swain looking to disrupt the Wukong back is gonna get it.
My life for stacks.
Ooh, charm damage.
Good dodge
Ooh.
by Fruit, not getting hit by that never move. Still the stupidest pun in this game.
Also, can I just say how amazing it is to be able to cast somebody with the name Fruit Vendor Army?
That's good. That's a very specific task force. No, just barely whiffing these E's.
Eventually they're gonna start landing.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
Especially, I imagine Noto going to be going for an early Rylai's. Makes everything easier for Swain. It just, more stacks Swain can get earlier, the easier it becomes to survive and just gets to that later point.
that deep ward and top jungle spotting the Viego out. We can see the pings coming in on both teams. Viego's looking to go Void Grubs early and Aatrox pinging the Drake early. So it'll be interesting to see if we have a fight or if they just kind of agree to do different objectives.
Taking a quick look. CS is starting to form a bit of a lead on Muskingum's side.
It is. That late charm proccing the electrocute for the Ahri.
Good damage, but Swain does heal a bit whenever he gets a soul fragment, so still a pretty even trade for Noto. Not too bad. The only real issue was the lack of mana and the danger with Fruit Vendor hitting 6.
That.
Noto's just gonna punch that back.
I do think Ari looking for that turret under there just a little bit. Zeri backing for first noon quiver coming out. That's gonna come in to play big. So Muskingum taking advantage of the back. Spot lane has backed. Jungle is backed.
An uncontested early void grubs for Mr. Notoriety. Psycho not in a position to go for the Drake. Might see Colonel go for it instead.
And here are the next backs coming out. Those were really, really pretty void grubs, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, that was clean.
Like those are the void grubs you dream about if you're weird like us and you dream about League of Legends in the middle of the night. Like those are the ones that you dream about.
I'm just gonna go this objective. You're gonna let me do my thing, and then I'm gonna back, and nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then the ones you like are horrified are when like everybody shows up and collapses, and somehow you get a support too, and you're like, oh dear.
I get to play PvE for a little bit.
One thing to or an ult coming down, looking for it. Aatrox is gonna pop ult. He's gonna get airborne. That's gonna be first blood over to the Ornn.
Nice stuff from Melon.
Swain still rocking the level down.
Ooh, because there's a Notoriety. You gotta be careful. Fruit does have that 6, and with Psycho there. Yeah, Notoriety's gonna have to bail out. Noto pops the R. Demonic Ascension. Get some good damage. And getting an extra stack from Vendor.
Notoriety not willing to go in on that, though. Looks like Muskingum's gonna set up for Drake, and I think is gonna get this equally uncontested.
Yeah, Muskingum's bot. Gonna move up. Baron, sorry, I'm so used to saying that.
We still got 13 minutes. Like, let's give it back.
Colonel do end up seeing them, so probably gonna play a bit accordingly, but not much they can do. Just gonna have to give that one.
One thing I do want to note is Mr. Notoriety did take those grubs by himself, while Psycho pulled up both EK and Castle Crasher. Ooh, those are all good names. To help with those. So theoretically, a little bit of an advantage over to Colonel on. Oh, the deep charm and the Q just managed to stay out of turret range. That's pretty.
Good damage.
I do want to point out, if you want to pull up the leaderboard, how tight the CS is everywhere, except mid lane.
Yeah, no, Fruit Vendor very much setting up exactly what I expected. Ari can bully Swain quite a bit early on, but Noto's playing it safe, not going for anything crazy. Is getting the farm where they can, getting a couple stacks on the way.
I do want to mention the turret plate going over to Fruit Vendor Army, and draw everybody's attention to the turret, to the gold difference. With the 1 kill, you would expect to see an extra 400 gold because it was first blood over onto the side of Colonel, and we're seeing actually a 400 gold deficit just based off these CS gaps and the turret plates that they've been able to take. Sorry, turret plate they've been able to take mid. Meanwhile, Melon looking spicy. Can Bull look spicy?
I mean, yeah, it's meat. You mentioned the CS gap mid. It actually looks like a bigger one's forming bot side. ECAC getting ahead of Karina again, though. With same thing with Senez and Swain. Maybe you're not getting all the farm, but like as long as you're getting your resource, as long as you're stacking, you're in a good spot. Like you just accept that you're at your weakest point now.
Senna doesn't CS very well.
Right.
That generally speaking in the meta, when you see the Senna with the Nautilus or the Tom Kench or whatever it is, the Senna brings the support item and doesn't actually stack.
Right.
That's generally what you see. So Senna actually going for the CS and all of that, Senna's not great at CSing. She's not the Ari who has, the giant orb that goes down and once you start doing damage, she can take out an entire wave in one shot. That's just not what she is. We do see second Void Grubs up. I want to point that out. We have Mr. Notoriety floating around along with Melon Master with the Control Warden. Meanwhile, we've got Psycho and Castle Crasher. We might have a team fight on our hands.
Colonel do manage to force out the cleanse from ECAC. Meanwhile, topside, Melon moving down to try and cover Mr. Notoriety, but with Castle Crasher there on support covering.
They have to back off.
Yeah, they just don't have the resources. That's a 4v3. That's not a fight worth fighting, especially when you're at a bit of a gold deficit. At this point, you just want to do what you can to even it up. Noto will take that free stack though. Okay, real quick, tried to say it earlier. I gotta say, this skin, Soul Fighter, anything, this is the best thing Viego's gotten and is ever gonna get. These skins are amazing. Sorry.
I want to point out on the bot side, you know, a lot of League of Legends is the give and take, and also while they're doing something on the top, you're doing something in the bottom. You pointed out the cleanse coming out on the ECAC, and I don't think we really focused on that enough. With the Braum having committed top lane, it left them in a 2v1 situation in the bot lane. Yes, they're getting more experience for it, but also able to push. Did Colonel Karina able to take a turret plate off of it? Able to get something else to rock.
Karina got a solo plate off it, which is really big for bot. Yeah, with that support there, the best thing you can do is just play around it, try and bully the ADC that's forced alone.
And I want to bring your attention actually back to the CS gap, because now it's back up to 20 in the ADC, but just a minute ago it was 10, because Darius pushed so far under turret. Really interesting. I do want to also point out, we see the first item completions coming in for both Ahri in the Malignants and Zeri in that static shift. Ahri Malignant's gonna be interesting.
Karina on Senna also getting that Kraken Slayer.
Kraken Slayer going to be huge there. Excuse me.
Cutting through some of the beefier members of Muskingum. But still very even here. Slight lead by Muskingum.
Gold lead is 500, which is hardly insurmountable. Viego might be looking for something. But, you know, we're 12 minutes in. Like you said, this was supposed to be a slow game. It's being a slow game. This is going Muskingum's way. Drake about to come up.
Next Drake up in 10.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Razor really getting a grasp on how to play these trades. Although, can't fully trust the health bar. You know, these guys are pretty much at the same health right now. Like, despite what the bar says, this guy's 1.15, this guy's 1.17.
Orin is actually backing, which is a super rare thing.
And TPing into this fight to help secure this dragon. She's running out of time though. 17k on or 1700 on the dragon. Beautiful stun into the Call of the Forge God.
Yes. Oh my God.
Colonel managed to take it and get a huge double kill there. Heal. Ooh, Noto does get taken down. It gives time for Mr. Notoriety to move in. Gets the kill on ECAC. Vendor trying to run away, but Razor's here. Should be a big turnaround for Muskingum. Mr. Notoriety trying to get away. Forced to R out.
The charm hitting the Ornn was highly unfortunate right there.
Absolutely, but that is still a beautiful play from Colonel, officially putting them in the lead, stealing that Drake, putting a good chunk of gold into their pockets.
That was a 3-for-1 trade.
3-for-1 plus Dragon.
Yes. Yes, Dragon. Can't discount Dragon. Do you want to point out the gold, though? It's dead even now.
Yeah, just about. It's very, very slight lead on, like only 200 gold lead on Colonel's side.
Ooh, we're going to be seeing Infernal Soul this game. I'm excited.
Big damage. Big damage this game.
Big damage. I like the Cinders, which help with the ability haste if you can stack enough of them. And also it's just cool when somebody dies and things explode. The
fun thing about these like very like good high level games, people able to communicate, it's been very slow pretty much so far. Until that big team fight in which, you know, you just saw Mr. Notoriety going from like, you know, nice, I'm hitting my camps, I'm threatening a gank here, and then just meet Cleaver. Good stuff.
And they are looking to take an uncontested Rift Herald.
I wouldn't say uncontested yet. Vendor and Razor on the way. Razor is hurt, but so is Noto now.
Yeah, Noto's got the big ult though.
Can't
Looks
hit
like
the
they're
never
able to
move.
control
Yeah,
it.
there's the Demonic Ascension. Charmed again for Vendor doing some beautiful damage.
Why no smite?
Razor's down.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why we're not smiting. Smite was
we had
up.
A smite up.
That was very bad for Colonel Muskingum, wrapping around, getting those shutdowns, and securing the objective. Did they get rift?
Yeah, they got it. They
Where's
picked
Shelly?
it up and they immediately dropped
is.
it mid. Dropped already in the mid lane. And it's gonna get driven by Braum right in that turret, looking for first turret.
The way that the directed cam, like, following this car crash with Shelly, and then as soon as it impacts, hard cut bot lane.
We love AI directed cameras. We adore them. Senna looking to take down ECAC.
Again, like we were saying earlier, Colonel's bot side playing around. Okay, Braum isn't here. We gotta try and batter down ECAC. Barely managing to get out here. That does suck though. 2 towers going to Muskingum here, losing Colonel losing tier 1 mid and top is gonna put even more of gold deficit here in Muskingum's favor.
I want to go back to that team fight around Rift Pit because we had just kind of taken a deep breath coming out of the team fight in Dragon Pit, which absolutely 100% went Colonel's way. It was great. It was wonderful. And then up to Rift Pit, where they couldn't even secure the objective. I want to know where this fight was. We know it was off of cooldown. So I'm curious. Also, as a jungler, that was painful to watch.
I mean,
Trying to say, like, watching something
not much
get down to
happening
20 hit
right
points.
now. We might be able to take a quick peek at what all happened there.
Oh, wow. We have a replay? There's a replay option?
Let's take a look here. Right before this rift started.
There's a replay option.
We do have a timeline. So, Colonel, nice deep in here looking for this. We do see Smite is up on Mission Notoriety side. And I think we just got too hungry. Notoriety looking for the engage there, going on top of Razor, not paying attention at all to the rift, gets knocked up by Wukong and immediately taken out.
I want to say, Orin doing a great job trying to keep that Wukong off of it. And also, we didn't see the Wukong smiting either. They just both decided. I'm gonna have you switch back to live real quick.
Yeah, let's zoom back to where we were.
Yeah, just a little bit ahead of where
Fruit
we
vendor
were.
roaming down.
They are looking to hard press. Bot lane is the last tier 1 turret up. Turret plates have dropped, but still generally you want to keep the line, you want to keep the even pressure going there. So we are going to see that
ECAC
nice
living with
live.
1, Fruit vendor securing the double, and a 3rd tier 1 for Muskingum. They have just gotten this snowball rolling, making it very hard. Like I said, playing to their early game style, going back live here, making it just harder and harder for Muskingum to see the light at the end of that tunnel, seeing the potential to get to that late game that they're hoping for. Big stack here. I don't know. No, they did not have that warded. That was just good instincts by Ghosty. Thank God.
We are seeing 3rd Drake come up here. With
important
all
to
5
say.
on both sides.
Ooh, Melon walking
Mike-
right into that bush. Didn't check that
Getting
one.
the
Yeah, with the
stun,
demonic
getting the
ascension.
charm.
Big Wukong ult onto Colonel's backline.
Big
Call the
Orin
Forge
ult,
God.
gonna
Noto
pick up
secures the
big
kill on
drop.
Razor. Ghosty trying to get out, is taken out by ECAC, stacking up that Zeri ult. Notoriety takes out Psycho, but Noto's down. Notoriety getting battered down, can't get the ult off. Melon Master's down too. Clean fight from Muskingum. Gotta say, despite getting jumped, Colonel fought that very close.
Well,
If-
of all the people that you want to get jumped, it's the Orin.
Yeah, true.
Like,
If
it's the
anyone
one
could take it. Yeah, if they had just managed to take a second, check that bush before seeing it, and play that fight like even, I think they may have been able to take that. But as it is, managed to secure a couple kills, but it's still going to be even more gold falling into Muskingum's pockets. Have almost
Where
a
I'm from-
6K gold lead on Muskingum's side. 2 items worth of gold.
Where I'm from, we call that they face checked a murder bush.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same thing over there, but yeah, no. I want to draw your attention to two very, very key score lines, actually. That's going to be the 3, 2, and 3 Orn, the only player on that team to be positive right now, who has really been holding his own, making a difference. Does have the Zombie Cinder, looking forward to seeing most likely the Sunfire agents coming out.
A little early on
Ori.
that. Good reactions from Fruit. Is forced to R, but, Oriel doesn't have much of a cooldown.
That
Nice
wasn't ult.
tool.
I don't think that was ult.
That was Oriel, yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, ult's on
Look at the
cooldown.
cooldown.
It's
No, oh, now it is. She had to finish using it. I was like,
yeah, she was still sitting on it. Like, look what I mean. Like, she just casted that 25-second cooldown. Or 30
I
seconds,
thought
you
it's
know what I
all
mean?
malignant. It's
Melon
fine.
getting surrounded. Oh, no, I'm not saying it's busted or anything.
No, Melon going
is
down.
taken out. There's the TP from Noto. They
and
forced
everybody
to
else
flash out.
backed off.
Thumbs down. Castle Crasher rotating around to help secure this.
Oh no!
Ooh, not gonna take it. It's gonna back off. Razor playing
And
bodyguard.
in backing off, going to gift pretty much a free 20.5-minute Baron over to Muskingum.
Considering the difference in power here, I'm not sure it's Colonel giving anything. I think it's just Muskingum taking it.
You know, there's only a 6K gold lead. I don't know if that makes any difference at all. It's only, what, like 2 items?
I'm not sure how much of a say Colonel gets right now. They're going to need to claw an opinion back from the depths here.
I do want to point out the 7-0-5 Ari that is currently an item and a half over that flame.
Yeah, Fruit's playing these people. I don't play much Ari, but the Lich Bane is a little surprising to me. It's obviously performing well.
You know,
Yeah, I guess Ari does auto quite a bit in between spells.
She does. We see, generally speaking, Lich Bane is not item number 2 that you build on Ari.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have expected something more along the Storm Surge path.
Seems like a confident
Somewhere in
build,
there.
though. This is the vibe I'm getting here.
I mean, by the time you're 7-0-5, not much can touch you. You can build those nice later game items that, well, are just nice.
Yeah.
Because I like repeating myself and saying that nice items are nice. I will say, yes, they have Baron. Not able to do a whole lot with it. Colonel kind of holding the line. 1 tier 2 turret standing up in that top lane, and 1 more down in that bot lane. Mid is down to the inhibitor turret, unfortunately. Sunfire Aegis coming out for the Ornn. We've got second item completions on, well, everybody, pretty much, except the Braum. And I spoke too soon. I think I captured her to that bottom. Razor just skipping the turret entirely and going to help. I'd like to point out, Ari is single-handedly pushing back Diego and Ornn. Like, she's 7-0-5. She can just do that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zeri 3-1 and 4, not exactly slacking either.
You know, really, Riot has very much established the role of the ADC is not to be confident.
I think 1 tier 2 turret standing up in that top lane. Not going to be standing for much longer with Ari's absolute assault on it with that Baron boosted cannon and minion. So, Colonel down to just their base, down 8,000 gold, down 6 kills. 7-0-5 Ari. What's the play here?
Ooh, this could be
the play
rough.
is getting a pick on the Ari.
There's the Spirit Rush. Manages to get out. Meanwhile, looking at a
Committing
4v3.
Up top.
The rest. Muskingum are trying to end this big pull
Oh
from
my
Noto.
Senna!
Psycho's down. Nice root on Calcer Crash. He's trying to back out. So Notoriety can't get the mist in a nice spot.
Ooh, canceling that back from the Ari. Charm. Gonna wear off just in time to kick the bull. Gonna miss.
Good dodge on the Call of the Forge God.
I'd like to point out, Ornn, 2 levels down.
Yeah.
He's gonna get claimed by that backwards.
It does sure damage
orb.
on the way back.
Yeah, just a little bit. I was going to say, Colonel can't take a team fight without the tank. I was proven wrong. That was an absolutely beautiful
I think
kill
just
under that
so many of their resources on Muskingum's side have gone into Fruit Vendor Army that if they're not there,
oh well,
Colonel's
they're there.
Ooh,
Dead.
Big
Oh
kill.
my God,
Psycho
massive
secures
shutdown.
that. Noto in the Demonic Ascension gave some good damage here. Trying to stay up,
Notoriety
ECAC trying to get
backing
out. Can secure the kill, Mr. Notoriety. But Noto takes him out, gets the shutdown.
It's
Trying to stay up here.
It's 3-on-1 here. Can't quite do it.
Can't quite.
Massive shutdowns heading
That's
over to
a
the Senna
lot
and the
of
Swain.
gold. Securing Senna, it looks like second item for Karina.
Infinity Edge, actually, which is
Big buy.
intriguing to me.
Ooh, and Executioners. Makes sense. A lot of healing on Muskingum's side between the Aatrox, the Wukong, even the Ari to an extent. Yeah, every time Ari gets a takedown, she gets to heal.
Gonna see the Colonel head up to full point there at 25 minutes in. That was only the 3rd Drake we saw. Next Baron spawning about
Got an
a little under 2
8K
minutes.
gold lead on Muskingum's side. 17-9. They are setting a tone, and if I'm in one of the chairs for Colonel, I think right now I'm trying to keep mental cool for the team, and I think we're discussing what do we need to do differently next game. What needs to change First thing
think-
I'd say is we need to ban, like, maybe think about an Ari ban here.
We were talking about those trauma bans. I think that's traumatizing.
I think that's a bit of like, I just don't want to fight that again. I don't think I'll be able to make it to a 5th game if...
I do want to point out, Colonel sitting on a lot of their comfort picks. You know, we were talking about it in the draft phase of how this is where they're comfortable. They
didn't really pick for comps or pick for meta. They just picked for like, what do we like to play? And that's entirely respectable. Comfort goes a lot. If you just feel good about what you're playing, you're going to perform, you know, pretty well. But looks like it's
the
not...
only comfort pick coming out from Muskingum, I took a look, was the top lane, actually.
Okay. And even then, Razor's performing.
Oh, 3, 2, and 5, 150 gold shutdown. You can't hate that. I'd like to point out, Ari got killed, still sitting on a 300 gold shutdown.
It's just when you're that far ahead, when you're 70 farm ahead, and you know 8-1 and 8.
I was gonna say, it's not CS. It's not the 70 CS.
When
it's
you're
the 8-1 and 8.
Yeah, when your KDA is like parallel, you know, it's perfectly symmetrical. You're probably doing pretty good. Speaking of talk about the support KDA down here, 1-1 and 12. Let's go, Castle Crasher.
Hey, they gave him a kill.
That's respectable. Yeah, he
Muskingum
earned
looking for
that
second
kill.
Baron. Oh, he did. Absolutely. Muskingum looking for a second Baron. Again, Colonel, don't think there's anything they can do into it.
Not much.
Push back into base.
I don't even know if Colonel knows. They might be able to like put 2 and 2 together with, oh, they're all off map. Oh my god, Improve Vendor immediately spirit rushing top lane. Noto trying to flash, get out, pops the demonic extension, covered by the shield from Karina. That's a big shutdown for Mr. Notoriety. Ulting on top to get that body. CC though, can't you much of the ECAC trying to get out. There's the stun, Notoriety gets ECAC as well. Meanwhile,
For Soraka.
Razor and Psycho doing work to Colonel's backside. Psycho managed to secure the kill on Psycho. Or Karina managed to secure the kill on Psycho. Actually, that fight turning around. Beautiful reactions from Colonel, managing to turn what could have been a game-ending defeat into a good chunk of change. Still behind. Still, that's not going to be enough to turn the entire game around. But it helps. Knocking that. Ooh. There we go.
Yep. Nobody sees this. Nobody knows what this means. I forget that happens every time.
Yeah, no, that was on me. But
taking the Baron, more importantly, off of the Ari and the Wukong,
especially,
going to be huge.
We saw how much solo push. Karina? That's a little dangerous, friend. Good bait from Mr. Notoriety, but not even going for it. Are you just trying to give me a heart attack?
That's what I ask my players all the time.
Because like you're trying to like shave Aatrox's mustache over here. Meanwhile, Melon trying to run out.
Taken down by the Ari on that return ball again. Ornn looking for the first turn of the game for Colonel. I'll point that out.
Look like they're gonna be able to get it.
I think that scuttle was like completely unnecessary, by the way. Like, yeah, you scuttled, yeah, you saw him.
Hey,
was that really necessary?
Safety is important, you know? Just because you're about to win, no reason to risk, no reason to give Colonel an opportunity to turn this around. We saw, hey, Muskingum got a little overzealous right after they got Baron, and it cost them a little bit. They could have ended the game there. Now they're willing to play it a bit slower. Bush stacking here.
Murder bush
wrapping around. Doing. Big pull from Noto.
Massive shield from Braum. Aatrox ult going down.
Up and Psycho. Carrying the kill mission Notoriety. Ikai popping this area out, moving in. Yeah, that's going to be a clean sweep. Melon TP's behind
Ornn
to try and help
out.
Ornn
is still alive.
Yeah, and because of that, he's not going to be able. Something tells me the Castle Crasher, my life for the cause, is going to hold Melon here as the rest of Muskingum just goes to finish out this game.
Fruit Vendor is going to take that top inhib turret all by herself.
Yeah, no, Castle Crasher.
And is going to swing down for inhib. You only need one inhib down. You don't need the rest. They're just going to end here.
Yeah, Castle Crasher just going to harass Melon, denying them the ability to back. And it looks like
player, by the way.
Helping to... Oh, wait, here comes the big boy.
Oh, my God, hit
nice
4.
knock up. But
As
ooh, that's
respawns are
good
starting to come
damage.
in.
But too little, too late. That's gonna be first game going to Muskingum. Don't forget, as we said, it's best of 5. But that is first game.
That is first game. Thoughts? I think. How about we leave it on the stats for a sec? We did not leave it on the stats for a
Hold
sec.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Meanwhile, we gotta look at serious skins for serious gamers. Because think about it.
Dang it. All right, well, now.
Well, I still have the stats up. Oh, that's a nice loss streak you're on right there. I do still have the stats up. Coming in with a 5, 2, and 8 Aatrox, 3, 4, and 12 Wukong, 11, 2, and 9 Ori that did 37,000 points of damage by herself.
Dang.
4, 3, and 10 Zeri, and a 1, 1, and 18 Braum. Muskingum is going to take that win. It only took 24 to 12 kills. Like, the kill difference wasn't actually that bad. Just the constant pressure from Muskingum. I really want to see Colonel turn this around. I want to see them play something that's more aggressive in the early game. Muskingum has made it very, very clear just now that they are willing to push and they are willing to win before you can get your scaling online. That was a 30-minute game. That was a 30-minute game. It's not quite as bad as I thought. But when you're looking at late game comp, what you're really looking for is you're looking for a 35, 40, 45-minute game to be able to come online and start making a difference. And they were nowhere near that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, without the Baron kills, it's probably closer to a 27, 28-minute game. I know that this was Colonel's comfort picks. I know this is what they felt good on, and you want to feel good heading into a best of 5 for a title. I understand that. I want to see a little bit more structure. I want to see a little bit more tank as well, because Ornn was very, very tanky. I'm not taking that away from him, but Wukong, Aatrox, Braum, all tanky. Wukong a little bit less so, but Wukong kind of owns himself and spins and is annoying enough to be considered a tank in my eyes in this.
Right.
3 tanks to 1 is never going to work. The Soraka pick, I love a supporty support. Not what you need here. Senna does not go with Soraka for a very, very good reason, and I think we saw that in the bot lane.
I think if Colonel had to learn a lesson, the lesson that they need to learn from that game is like you said, Muskingum is here to win this and knock them out. They are not going to just give Colonel the time to get ready. If Colonel wants to take this, they're going to need to play something a bit more aggressive, something that can take the fight to Muskingum, and something that can just like dig their heels in the ground.
I agree 100%. I have not received an invite for game 2, so I think we get a little bit of a break.
Me neither. Currently waiting for that.
Yeah. So because ECAC rules permit a 10-minute break, and personally, it's my dinner time over here, so I'm completely planning on like eating in between games.
Folks.
Because if we see a 5-game series, this is going to be like 10 p.m. my time if it keeps going like this. So
don't worry, folks. If you got it, now would be the time to hit the bathroom, grab a drink, grab a sec, do what you gotta. But don't tune out, because we're still gonna be right here. All right, all right, folks. Currently setting up for the next game, but still playing a bit slow. So give folks a chance to get ready. Like I said, couple-minute break. So, yeah, typical. If you tuned in to any Baron streams that I'd be casting, typically about a 5-minute break in between games. So again, time to do whatever you got to do between games. So make sure you stay in. We're not going anywhere, but feel free to relax. All right, folks, just got the spec link real quick. So let's hop over to our second draft lull of the night between Colonel and Muskingum. So, draft 2. I'm fully expecting an RE ban. If there's one thing I'm expecting from this game, it's an RE ban.
I want to point out one thing.
What's that?
Am I live? I think I am live.
You are.
I'm not controlling production. I can't see when I'm muted or unmuted. We're casting this from across the country.
I said
It's
all
wonderful.
right.
Wasn't sure what you were all writing to. I do want to point out one key note as we're heading into this draft while everybody is still readying up. Colonel Esports taking blue side. Obvious. I know, right, Hummus? Like, I'm just saying the obvious here at this point. It's what they tell me to do. The other thing to note, if you were watching our screen during the break, is that Colonel did decide to make a change. They substituted out Melon Master for hybrid plays. Oh, sorry, hybrid is Emerald. That's incredible.
That is an improvement.
Oh, it's the Flex Emerald, not the Bronze. So hybrid, Bronze 1 in solo duo queue, but Emerald 4 in the top lane. Yeah, sorry, in ranked flex. Definitely looking to play through that top lane a little bit more, keep Razor in check a little bit more. I like it. I like the idea. What's interesting to me is arguably Melon had the best game on the Colonel side last game.
That is true. I think the thought process here is that if we can ensure that we're ahead in both solo lanes, like from Colonel's perspective, they're going like, if we're ahead in both solo lanes, then like realistically we can take this, you know, depending on how they want to play it, of course. But yeah, Melon did play. If I think of Colonel's lineup, Melon played that slow game plan the best. Like they played that lane
kind of
very
hard to
well.
do a fast
I
game
mean,
plan
yeah,
on Ornn.
but do you see how much damage he got? First blood. What are you talking about?
Colonel Esports, we were debating this ASOL ban a lot last draft series. And I mean a lot.
And there it is.
Still choosing to ban the ASOL
Are we
out
gonna see
first.
the same? I'd be surprised with the same bans. If it's same bans and I'm Muskingum, I'm lucky in RE again.
I mean, same first through four. Same first 4 so far, because I love the English language and I'm very good at saying it.
Now, it looks like with that weight, Colonel's considering what to knock out next.
Absolutely. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw the RE ban.
Wait.
Viego?
Are these?
Hold on a minute.
These look like the right sides, because in lobby, you know, we've got...
No, they are. They did the right things. Colonel took blue side as they lost.
Why would he... Okay. Okay, I think we're mixed up here. Because, like, wait, why would Colonel ban the Viego?
I mean,
Muskingum ban the Braum?
Muskingum is good on the Viego. I'll give him that. There's the... Oh, you don't ban the RE if you pick the RE.
That's fair. No, that's...
You don't ban the RE if you pick the RE.
I was too flashbanged by, like, the bans to even think, like, yeah, no. If you can't beat him, join him. Yeah, okay.
That's like literally the whole point of blue side, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's the whole reason of blue side.
Enabling the whole pick ban there. ECAC, once again, lucky in the Zeri. Yep.
Mid lane coming with the Annie. Gonna take the Xayah comfort pick. Hovering, selecting. Annie, gonna be watching out for that stun tippers.
Ooh, and a threat. That's a much more aggressive support. I like that.
I like this a lot. I love a Soraka. She has a time and a place, don't get me wrong. I'm not sure competitive play is necessarily her place.
Hey,
at this level.
Nobody's gonna say no to Papa Thresh. He's just cool.
Nobody's gonna say no to Papa Thresh. I am kind of surprised we didn't see the Xayah Rakan. That's such a common thing. There are a couple in lore. Oh my, Renata Glask.
Okay, all right. I'm shutting up.
I'm gonna need like a solid minute to talk about the Renata Glask goal once we get through this.
I'm gonna need a bucket of water.
If you watched LCS, they were selling riot buckets. You know, probably should have got anyone. Like, just
that's fair. That's a cool character. That's a sick character. I like. Okay,
Briar Bane? Okay.
that's all right. Interesting. Olaf
Not
knocked out.
questioning the Briar Bane. Olaf again, nothing surprising there. My top laner would be very sad. Loves him some Olaf. Waiting for that final ban to come out for Muskingum is going. If I talk slowly enough, I will eat up the time until they actually hover.
It'll summon it.
It's going to be a Jarvan.
J4. Interesting.
Really target banning out the jungler for Colonel at this point.
I mean, if he bans his own main.
You know, technically, Mr. Notoriety's main.
Because I'm looking at Mr.
Oh my God, you're right. It's 92 games
I'm
on
looking at
Viego.
Mr. Notoriety's account. His away message is "You face the Ruined King." He has the Soul Fighter Viego icon. His background is Soul Fighter Viego. Like, and there goes
He had
Nocturne.
played 92 games on Viego. His next highest champion, the Briar, which we saw banned away with a total of 9.
I am honestly shocked at the ban. All right, Vi on
man
Muskingum.
is a one-trick pony, Viego. But never say that in competitive play at this level, they've almost always got something up their sleeve. I'm really hoping.
Of course, you don't get this far by like literally being so locked into a character you can't play anything else. That just doesn't happen.
And I mean, Viego's a solid champ to climb.
Yeah,
in ranked
you
solo
play
too. I will give him
Viego.
that.
You play Viego.
Oh,
You've got to at
Rammus,
least know a
baby.
bit how to play everyone. And there's
I
the
asked
funny
for
man.
more tank, and I got more tank.
Yeah, you got to thresh Rammus.
And we're going to be waiting to see what their substitute pulls in for that top lane as we lock in. Ram is really solid into the Zeri.
Can we get a third?
Can we give me a third tank?
Third
Can I
tank
get a
on
third
Colonel's
tank?
side.
One. Ooh, cutting it real close on that pick.
Okay. Wow.
We don't have a top laner.
4v5. Let's go.
Okay.
Malphite. No, all right. From the chat, it's Malphite. Got some big boys on Colonel's side. We got
it will be a Malphite.
We got the Rock. We got the Rock Dillo, and we got the Dead Rock.
Oh, the Rock Dillo! I heard something else. Oh my God.
Whoa. Armadillo. He's an art. Shut up. Shut up.
I know where you're going. I get where you're going now. I'm sorry.
I will not be incriminated. I didn't say nothing.
Can I say it's been a long day? Can I use that as an excuse?
Yeah,
We're gonna use that as an excuse.
9.
Mr. Notoriety. Viego one trick pony bans the Viego. Crazy, I know.
I mean, no, stop listening.
I mean, like, all of chat is like, I know his address, and I'm a little bit concerned about that part.
I hope you guys are friends and I'm not watching a dox.
I don't care. I mean, this isn't my Twitch account. I don't have mod terms. I don't care as long as you don't post the man's address.
There's nothing I can do about it, but I don't want to be there, you know?
We can yell for Mr. Mini Drones, who's dealing with Fortnite right now, so he definitely won't respond.
It's all good.
Fear the shadows.
Fear controls them.
Okay. Definitely some interesting bands coming out this go round. Some champs I'm very excited to see. Some champs I'm not so excited to see. We're gonna be interesting.
Is that
okay? Honestly, I'm gonna say one reason I don't like the Viego ban, not just because you're banning your own one-trick pony, is make them think you're gonna choose it.
I respect the balls on that, honestly.
I do too. Don't get me wrong. I do
wait,
too.
that could aid a ban from Muskingum, especially if you're just gonna pick jungler second wave anyway.
Like, don't get me wrong. I respect the balls it takes to go. Yeah, you scouted me. Yeah, you know I'm a one-trick pony. Heck no. Like, I do really respect that. Malphite was the top lane pick that got selected there.
As we said.
Yeah. But now you can see it. Now you know.
Dead Rock, Rock Marsupial, Big Rock.
Malphite, Mordekaiser. Gonna be an interesting matchup. I will say, as we get into team fights, Mordekaiser gonna be a game changer.
Same with Malphite. Though I do have to say, in lane, the Mord is a really good pick. Malphite is so anti-armor that, like, going MR against him, that's just smart, you know?
The Mordekaiser ult taking somebody out of play in a team fight that can drop it to a 4v4. Now, don't get me wrong, there's no Poppy ult when it comes to changing up team fights, but it's a solid pick.
I mean,
Go ahead.
just like walking up to like, I don't know, the Thresh and putting him in baby jail for 7 seconds, even if you don't kill him, like
Baby jail?
just kidnapping an enemy.
I'm sorry, back up. Baby jail?
Yeah,
That's
you know.
what you go with? That's called Brazil or his basement. That's not baby jail.
Yeah, it's a friend group thing. I had a friend who had to like work as a one of the attendees like in a dorm here on campus. So they'd like stay behind the desk, and so we'd always call that gay baby jail.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That's just
absolutely.
the first thing
Moving
that comes to my
on.
head.
Rammus Vi, looking to have that Rammus being able to jump quite literally into team fights and hopefully making a difference. Very armory as well. Very excited to see that pick.
I do like that Malphite and Rammus are literally just throwing themselves at Muskingum.
Well, we did say we needed to see something different.
This is definitely different.
We said we needed to see something different. We said we needed to see something more aggressive, and I'm not sure there's anything more aggressive than literally throwing your champion into the enemy team.
I'm gonna turn myself 90 degrees and just launch myself at you. And whatever happens after that is between us and God.
Noto coming out with the Ari pick. I really, really want to see him do well on this. One of the biggest things when you pick a champ that somebody else already picked is you got to do well on it.
Yeah, because
you
now
do
you're
well
gonna
on
be
it,
compared.
you strike fear into the hearts. On the flip side, the Annie want to see the stun getting procced. Want to see, especially once we hit level 6, the stun tibbers. A stun tibbers is such a massive game changer in a fight. Also, I want to see what skin this Annie's using because I hope it's a really cute skin. Because Tibbers gets really cute sometimes.
I want to see the new what is it? I want to see the new Rammus or Rammus skin on Mission Notoriety.
Oh, Xayah Thresh. Great, solid bot lane. Thresh, if he can land those hooks, is going to be a heck of a lot more aggressive. Still tanky. Has some kill ability in his own right. Plus the lantern to help get the Xayah out. Xayah gonna be quick, gonna be dangerous, has the root. I think a much stronger bot lane coming out at this point. Like I said, as much as I like Soraka, yeah. There are just some things that you don't necessarily play. On the other side, the Zeri, we saw it already, with the Renata Glask. Now, Renata Glask, very, very much a forgotten champion for a very, very long time. Recently making a comeback in competitive play in the LCS. And people remembering that, oh yeah, she's good. And have you seen that ultimate? If you don't know Renata Glass ultimate, it's kind of like the Nami wave, only instead of knocking you in the air, it makes you go berserk and target your own teammates. And the only thing worse than having to shoot your own teammates is when you're ahead and you're doing a lot of damage and you turn left and you've done all that damage into the Ari, for example, and one of your team is just dead because you killed it.
Not only are you stunned, but the ADC that you've been peeling for the whole game is now wood chippering you.
Especially on a Xayah, it will wood chipper. Unfortunately, no cute Rammus or Annie skins.
The
we
double
are
Dark
seeing
Star.
the Dark Star.
That's fun.
The double Dark Star. I'm excited about this. To Gipster in chat, it's going to be a trophy of medals. This is the championship. I don't know the exact pricing. I don't know if you know the exact pricing.
Not entirely. I don't want to claim anything.
No, they tell us things, and we don't remember the things they tell us.
That's a question to ask in the ECAC Discord if you're in there.
We're gonna say bragging rights for sure.
I can definitely promise
some combination of trophy and/or medals. I do believe
we are seeing a hard invade from
30 seconds
from
until
Colonel.
Mordekaiser sees it
Good
coming.
5-point, though, from Muskingum. He's just not going to get caught.
Looking for the Annie pinch. Thresh has the hookup. Thresh invades are solid, honestly. I'm a big fan of Thresh invades.
Oh,
The
yeah.
only invade comp I think I like more than a Thresh, in all honesty, is a Blitzcrank.
I
Because
mean, yeah.
Blitzcrank invades are just gorgeous.
I can't explain it, but there's like something about Blitzhook feels so coin flippy to me. Like I know it's just good, but there's something about it that feels like I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Renata Glask is dancing. This is what happens in the first minute and a half of a League of Legends game. This is what
Everything's
happens.
chill for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're going to see a much more aggressive and a much bloodier game this game too.
Especially early. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, Colonel absolutely has to bring it. I want to see them bring the heat, and I want to see them not let up that heat, and I want to see them roll. That's what I want to see. I'm not sure if it's what I get to see, but it's what I want to see. I don't know. Vi doing the early invade on the Raptors, knowing Rammus started top, that's cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
Knew that all of Colonel's was up on the top side, dropped the early ward, is now invading Raptors. That's cheeky. Level 2 coming out on the Annie, getting the stun electrocute proc. So glad to see the electrocute coming out for the Noto, by the way, instead of the Aerie. Definitely don't think the Aerie helped anything there necessarily.
No, I definitely think
2.
Conqueror would have helped them stay in those fights a bit longer last game. May not have changed the course of the game, but you know, that's like the main brain in my head, like critiquing.
You know, Vi doing a complete bot side clear.
Another
Annie getting damage down. Ari, good trade back. Has to be kind of careful. Rammus is about to go down there and find that he has absolutely nothing left. Nada. Zip zilch. Vi clearing frogs. Rammus.
If he catches Psycho here, if Green and Ghosty, wow, Psycho's in an
my.
awful spot.
Absolutely terrible getting caught. Rammus looking for it.
Gotta
Has the
CC
vision.
chain him.
There's a taunted. There's everybody else coming.
Into the flash. Beautiful hook.
There's the first kill onto the Rammus.
Sure.
Looking for more.
Ooh, nice taunt.
Oh.
Forcing Cal's Crash's flash as well. Good stuff.
That is huge. Did take the Rammus Ghost. Did take the Xayah flash in return for 2 flashes off of Muskingum. I know which team's on which side of this game. That's the problem. They keep switching on me, and then
Nice little bush camp by Razor.
Yeah, definitely a much nicer start to the game for the Colonel.
Hey, to be fair, Colonel got first blood last game too.
Did they?
Yeah. Melon
Oh
on
yeah, they did the
Ornn did.
Ornn. I mean,
And to be
okay.
fair, first blood wasn't until like minute 7, but you know.
Well, I'm also going to say there's a very big difference between a well-executed 3v3 team fight that gets you first blood
And
gives you the corresponding
Nice
hook.
hook
The
from Ghosty.
hook.
Not confident enough to go in for the flay, but good damage. Setting the tone a bit.
The first blood that gives you the gold lead, actually distinctively holding it. And the top lane island, oh boy, you killed an Aatrox. However, will he continue to fight in the game? Like,
Oh no,
I'm not
yeah.
thinking.
It's
I'm
definitely
not
different.
taking. I'm not taking anything away from the Ornn kill. It was a beautiful kill, but
I get what you're saying.
pulling up the CS difference, Xayah actually winning the CS battle down bot, completely different to what we saw. Mid lane still going about the same way as is jungle.
That's the Colonel can manage a just barely bot side. Meanwhile, on the rest of the map, Muskingum very strongly in the lead when it comes to farm. Razor threatening this kill on Hybrid. Hybrid does manage to get out.
That's the Dark Star Circle of Doom right there.
To the event
However,
horizon.
However, Malphite getting it back at 5 minutes probably is enough for at least a component. Might make him a little bit stronger into Razor if Razor
Ooh,
chooses
Negatron.
to stay. Okay, that's a big magic resist cloak heading into a Mordekaiser. Definitely important. Grubs and Drake are up. We're not seeing anybody taking him yet, though.
Both junglers heading towards bot side. Like we've
I
decided that
honestly
this might be a bit
think
more bot-focused game. Rather than, I'd say how mid-focused last game was.
it was. I think Colonel's much more content to let their top laner top lane. I think by dropping a control ward in Dragon Pit and another ward, the ping's going down. Hey, we see their jungler.
Full team just, oi!
Looking for something. Bot lane heading up. Rammus doesn't look like he wants to commit to this Drake.
It looks like
Choosing to go for Krugs instead.
Colonel willing to just give it. That just might lose them their gold lead here.
Not quite. Not quite. Still sitting at right around 150. Ideally gives them uncontested access of the Void Grubs. Realistically, probably not.
Notoriety's heading up, but so is Psycho.
Psycho looking for a clear first. I think, honestly, I don't think Rammus could take that Drake fight. I think Rammus had to just keep farming thanks to the invade that Vi did. Vi gets vision, knows that there's two there.
Gotta be careful. Level
Ping's
6's
coming down. Ari's
ults
coming up. We're going to have a 3v1.
Ults are up on a couple members. Both mids and both tops do have their ultimates.
Mordekaiser now coming down, looking like they're going to be content to take one and back off. But now,
stepping
Vi
on
going in.
Notoriety's lawn. Oh, and here comes Castle once again, willing to roam to help secure these objectives.
And it's going to be interesting to see what these Zaya Thresh can do with it. Annie doing a phenomenal job of, oh my, sectioning Ari off of that off of the waves, off of the CS.
Oh yeah, maintaining that mid prio.
Oh yeah, Renata deciding not worth the fight, gonna head out. Vi is gonna take both of those other grubs, go up 2-1 on that one. And I have to be asking myself just a little bit, what is Notoriety doing here? Like, he didn't get grubs, didn't get much of anything, didn't get much farm. Oh my god, they're looking for the invade in his own jungle.
Yeah,
Mordekaiser Vi looking for it. Here comes the Annie. Meanwhile, bot lane. You gotta call the fight bot lane. They're going for a turret dive here.
They're considering it. Meanwhile, topside, Notoriety did manage to get out. Hybrid's there to cover him.
Hybrid might be overextending a little bit with the Annie in the bush. There's the Ari. They're looking for the turn.
Nice
There goes
knock up. Ooh, beautiful.
the charm.
Taunt. Psycho is down. Fruit, though, like you said, from that bush, just harassing. They're already forced
And
ult
that's
out to get away
I was
from
talking
Tibbers.
about, by the way. There's the... Oh, my.
I'm trying to get... Meanwhile, bot side, Ghostly manages... Or Ghosty managed to kill the kill on Castle. That cage might just get him out.
Renata Glass pops the Berserk Wave right as Karina popped ult, so she didn't get hit by it.
You know what?
Because when...
Say that. I want to see that. Hold on.
Yeah, I think...
We saw top side. Not too bad for either team, but going back to...
Really good hold, actually.
Beautiful long-range hook there. Castle pops the R. Yeah, Karina dodges it with the feather
There
dance.
it is, and there's the ult. Absolutely beautiful dodge. Is going to take the flash. They're going to have to back out before she goes down to the ghosty.
Gage secures the escape, and once again, still a small gold lead maintained by Colonel.
We should ideally be seeing about a 900 gold lead with the 3 kills. I'm only seeing about 300. And it's the turret plate that was given over to the Mordekaiser, and it's the Drake and the 2 grubs.
Yeah.
It's those kind of objectives.
Despite that gold lead for Colonel, objective lead is heavily, at least at this point, in Muskingum favor. 2 grubs to Colonel's 1 and that initial Ocean Drake.
Ocean Drake. There are better Drake.
I mean, yeah, it's just a little bit more. It's a little extra regen, you know. None to scoff at.
We've got a Cloud Drake coming up.
Ooh.
Oh, Murder Bush. Bush.
I was expecting, I was expecting Ghosty to instant throw that hook, like.
So was I. I'm shocked the hook didn't come out. Renata split from the Zeri would have been, especially with the Rammus there, most likely a very, very easy pick. You know what I think I'm liking the most more from this Colonel's comp right now is the extra amount of CS. The Rammus taunt, the Ari charm.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of crowd control.
Thresh hook. CS is awful and you hate playing into it, but it's good for a reason.
Do you mean CC?
What did I say?
You're saying CS.
You know what?
The CS
That
is in
too.
fact not on kernel side, actually. If we look at CS, it's at quite the opposite across
It is
the
on
board.
Thresh's side. It is on Thresh's side. Give my boy Thresh some credit.
True. Big on Ghosty. But yes, no, this is everybody on this team can crowd control individually, and the CC chain can be absolutely disgusting. Wolves evened up.
CS, CC, it's the same darn thing, right? Ping's going out that Void Grubs are spawning back in 30 seconds, and
Drake is up.
Yes. By clearing out Vision, they know they're there. Malphite looking to ward or maybe make a difference? I think Malphite's looking for grubs.
Karina has just enough range to take out that control ward as well. There's the
Really
TP
pretty.
from Razor to help secure this. Meanwhile, Hybrid is taking grubs by themselves.
It's Malphite at level 9. You're tanky enough.
Sure.
If you can commit 1 to an objective and fight, through the wall charm. Noto looking good on this Ahri right now.
The pathing on that was funny. Like, Mord knew to get to Ahri, he'd have to walk around the wall.
Important to note, no Hybrid, only able to take 1 grub on his own.
Grub's
Muskingum
hurt.
starts up the tree.
I think Grub's like just got buffed to do more damage. There's the TP.
Whammies!
Big knock up into the taunt,
Charm.
but still taking some serious damage. Ooh, nice dodge by Karina from the Renata ult. Razor manages to take out Notoriety. ECAC doing some serious damage to the backside. Ghosty gets the hook and the cage. ECAC can't go anywhere. The pullback ripping through ECAC. Karina secures that kill.
I want to point out how low these death timers are. They basically wiped Muskingum off the face of the rift, and they're already back.
Yeah, Castle and Psycho are already on the way. Because they're only level, like, 7.
Yeah, like, these respawn timers are, like, 10 seconds. It's great, but because of... And it wasn't a long fight by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but it was
how
a
long
good...
the fight was, they're back at...
Oh, yeah, and it was a good fight for Colonel. That's a lot of gold in their ADC's pocket. Karina on their safety pick with that Zaya. Getting them ahead
you know
is
what?
going to do very well for them.
The safety pick is working.
Absolutely.
1 grub did go over to the Malphite, which is huge. Also saw the teleport coming in to help out in said team fight. Muskingum able to take the Cloud Drake, uncontested this time around. We're going to see another Infernal Soul. You know, that attack speed, that Infernal Soul is going to help Zaya a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah. Walking down here.
Annie looking for something, maybe. Thresh completely missing everybody.
Psycho's here as well. Flash in for the flay. That's so unfortunate. Not seeing Fruit or Psycho. Big pull from Karina. There's a TP coming in from Noto. Has the Spirit Rush. Could be big still. Psycho's down. Another kill for Karina. Doing some, like, Zaya is a great pick for, like, coordinated teams. Her CC, that team fight damage we saw just by, like, being able to auto through people with feathers and ripping them back through is doing absolutely fantastic damage for Colonel.
And I want to say, for that being a 4-3 in Muskingum's favor, 1 for 1. The jungler's getting traded over to the ADCs, pretty much. And top laner's doing top lane things. You know.
I'll be right back, folks. But keep going.
I got this. We're good. We're solid. Annie getting a good trade down on that Ahri. Ahri gonna have to look to back off there. Mordekaiser actually winning in lane over the Malphite, but Malphite is so tanky. He's making such a big difference in those team fights. Karina and Ghosty looking for something over the wall onto Castle and EK. Not sure if they're going to be able to get it or not. Ahri needs to be a little bit careful. Has to flash away. Very, very low on health. Very unfortunate there, honestly. Bot lane signaling they want some help. Not sure they're going to be able to get it from anybody. Grubs despawned with 2 and 2, so 2 each. We're not going to see any little of those grubblings or anything like that. Rift Herald is now up. Next Drake's coming up in just under 3 minutes, as Zaya looks to put the pressure down with the Thresh in the bot lane. Annie, on the other hand, putting the pressure down in the mid lane onto the Ahri. Turret plates have dropped, so we're not going to see that, but we do see, with that first turret going over to the Mordekaiser, we see the gold lead switching back over to Muskingum. Yes, they're down 4 kills, but they're up 2 Drakes and a turret. Plus, how many of our turret plates I didn't count. That's my own
pretty
vote.
much all of Colonel's gold is on Karina.
And, I think it's okay. Because I think they have enough tanks to be able to protect the Karina.
Yeah, if they play around Karina, this could go absolutely, great.
Muskingum committing up to that Rift Herald Annie hiding in a bush. Okay, it's a control worded bush. She's not doing much hiding. She's standing in a bush. As a completely uncontested Rift Herald and Psycho's pet completion happen there. Renata looking for something onto the Ahri. Looks like Muskingum rotated just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Fresh Rammus may be overextended here, but with there's the first stun going down. Rammus looking for something.
Beautiful hook into the double CC ult. ECAC
I'd like to
forced
thank
to
Gronk
flash
showing up.
and cleanse, but does manage to get out.
Meanwhile, Annie landing the stun tippers in the mid lane, forcing Ahri to pop basically everything to get out.
No, barely survives that, but still does.
Does, but this next turret is most likely going to go over to the Annie Tibbers combo. Wave might be just enough to save it for now, but definitely not for very much longer. Thresh Zaya looking for a cheeky feathers hook over. I get it. An airborne damage rooted.
Another
Absolutely
beautiful murder bush.
easy, absolutely easy pick. That's a 5th kill heading over to that Zaya. Rammus looking to alleviate the pressure on the mid lane and is doing so quite nicely. Definitely what Noto needed.
Almost.
Noto.
Yeah, almost secures a kill for Noto, but can't quite.
I do want to comment that Noto only silver, heading into a platinum mid laner in Fruitbender. So definitely a bit of a rank difference. And I think given that, Noto hanging on okay. He's 0-5.
Still doing a good job holding their weight, or pulling their weight.
Yeah, doesn't have any kills.
Next Drake up in 12. Racer is here for it. Hybrid's on the way down, walks right past that ward.
Rift Herald mid for the Annie to alleviate some pressure or do some distracting. Tier 1 turret already down.
Like Shelly is going to get that charge.
He's going to get left unattended, however, to do so. As Annie comes down, so we're going to see a 4v5 as Malphite has to focus. Malphite does have teleport up. We're going to see if he's going to use it now that
Render
Shelly's
sitting in
dead.
that bush. Gets the stun on Notoriety. Just barely whiffs. Here comes Hybrid. All 5 members here. You know that R button is itching.
You know that Zaya's itching. Like, all this is to Zaya is one giant feather bath if she can get it.
Notority's going in. Ooh, that's a
Reserve phase
big...
going-
Oh, another
Oh!
good dodge from Karina. Oh, but there's the flank from Fruit. A massive Tibbers stun. A clean sweep for Muskingum, evening up the kills, giving them another substantial lead. And if second verse the same as the first, last time Muskingum managed to get a big fight and secure a lead, they never lost it. That was beautifully done by Fruit.
Honestly, what really happened there, for the most part, is they hooked the tank. The one person you don't want to hook, the one person you can't kill because of the shield is a Mordekaiser. Morty did pop ult in that, I think. But the one person who you hook, who you trying to get your damage down, is the Mordekaiser.
True,
Yeah.
but I think it's bigger, the positioning thing against Malphite is always, oh, you don't want to stack when there's a Malphite around because they're just going to one-shot everybody. They didn't think about that with the Renata or the Annie. Renata just kept the entirety of Colonel in that one tight, packed spot, gave Fruit all the time they needed to just walk around and pop it.
And, that Berserk ult that we just saw from Castle is exactly what I was talking about. in the concern for seeing the Renata pick coming out. It's what Renata does. It's what she does well. And when executed properly, like that one just was, hurts horrifically. Because then instead of a 5v5 or 4v5, you're at like an 8v2.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, those numbers don't number properly. Baron is up. Slower Baron, I will say that, considering we saw first Baron go at 20.5 minutes in game 1. Much slower Baron, lots of pings. I don't know. I think there's a lot of, this is what I tell my team, this is what I call dithering. They're not really sure if they're going to go in or not, and in doing so, they're wasting a whole bunch of time, and Muskingum has a 5,000 gold lead. Muskingum can burn all the time they want to.
There's a lot of power in being decisive and just putting the ball in Muskingum's court, letting them continue to be decisive. Look, they stalled enough time. Muskingum feeling confident enough to try for this Baron. This could work out for Colonel if they play this right. But, oh no, Fruit again.
And he's in the flank again.
Not on a ward, thanks to the control ward. Fruit does get spotted. But again, if they spend the time on Fruit, then that's a clear opening for the Baron. They decide to. There's the stun, there's the Tibbers. Rena gets a shutdown. Oh no, wait, turn around.
Shutdown.
Psycho takes out Noto. The ult from Castle Crashers keeps Colonel in the same spot. This is exactly what we were talking about, just dithering, twiddling their thumbs in River. They finally decided too late to go for Fruit Vendor, just giving the rest of Muskingum enough time to realize what was going on, regroup, and just collapse on them.
I think the only good thing you can say from that for the Colonels is you got the shutdown on Annie and it went over to the Zaya.
Yeah, there's a pretty nice extra little stipend of gold for Karina, but I don't know, compared to the 6k gold just lining Muskingum's pockets.
I mean, I think all that extra gold's in the Mordekaiser, honestly. It is 4,000 of that gold difference. That is 9,000, don't get me wrong. 4,000 of that gold difference is on the Mordekaiser over the Malphite alone. 1,500 is on the Vi. 3,000? I can do basic math. 3,000 of it is on the Annie. The only player with the gold lead for the Colonels is Zaya with about 1,000 in her pocket. And then Thresh only down about 600. Psycho taking down the Rammus.
Notoriety's caught.
I think Hybrid's caught. Like, what's the game plan here? You're in wards. They've got Baron buff.
Yeah.
Are we going to try and answer the Mordekaiser? Mordekaiser are going to be able to take that turret even with the charm. Oh my god.
Just tearing through Noto.
8-1
yeah, that's an 8-1 more.
Mordekaiser. With a Leandries and a Rylai's.
That is King stat stick. Nice hook, but like I said, what are you going to challenge him with after that CC?
You have to have the Zaya up there, and Zaya is in the mid lane trying to answer to the 4. The only reason this base hasn't fallen is because there are no minions in the mid lane with which Muskingum can push.
Are you kidding? So there have been some technical difficulties with the Riot client recently that other commentators and casters have noticed. Yeah, it's a random issue. Real quick, actually.
If we can cast off of the sound of my voice, then I'm going to tell you that Mordekaiser put Rammus in ult. Meanwhile,
Sam, if you could stream your view real quick, and I can pull that up.
I don't think it is going to make a difference.
We're playing. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Riot spectator tools always had some issues. Okay.
I'm gonna stop watching on my side while you head back to yours. If you want to catch up, we have 2 inhibs down.
Yep, 2 inhibs down.
Mordekaiser popped Rammus into ult up on the top side, and like I talked about, Muskingum able to push in with those minions in the mid wave, taking 2 inhibitors, backing up, using what's left of the Baron buff for that empowered recall. Massive resets as the goal lead is now 10,000, and now I'm frozen on my spectator side.
And I'm frozen as well.
Oh
Okay.
boy!
Folks, for anyone who doesn't know, Riot isn't great about supporting the spectator tool. And it has been known recently that there are some times where it just freezes. So in the meantime, while it does this, let's look back on that fight we missed.
I think that is a brilliant idea.
Let's get him questioning these inhibs. Razor managing to secure that top tower, ulting Mission Notoriety, who was just trying to buy time as Noto and Katarina move in. Razor takes out takes out Noto as the mosh pit from Muskingum just charges in. Noto is down. Like that, Karina's the last survivor. Like I said, that's going to be 2 inhibs for Muskingum.
And my
Let's see.
client's still frozen.
Yeah, we are still frozen on 2530. Okay.
It's just a small indie company. Riot.
Yeah.
And if you also don't know about Riot, Riot is notorious at having a spectator that works.
Of course.
And then trying to do something that should be simple, like adding spectate to TFT and breaking everything. If you are loyal League of Legends watchers, you will know that spectate was broken for like a solid 2 weeks. My spectate is going down. However, I am getting the notification that that game ended. I think unsurprisingly with where we paused at how it ended up.
Bit
And
unceremonious, but just,
and
yeah,
I
take a
don't
look at the
get stats
score.
for it.
20-11 for Muskingum. 10k gold ahead. 7-0 towers. Just complete objective domination. I think we could safely, with this freezing, and as you said, the game is finished.
It is.
The game's finished. We can close this one here. And take a look at the stats as we wait for folks to get ready for the next one. Never mind, it's just gone. Sick.
Things happened.
Thanks, did they? According to Riot, I just sat.
Sorry, the API on LeagueSpot will give us the stats there. I
Beautiful.
think the tail of the tape is the 10-2 and 7 Mordekaiser. However, despite the kill line, I actually want to point out Fruit Vendor doing 34% of the team's damage at 5-2 and 16. Meanwhile, for the Colonel's side, Zaya looking spicy with 8, 3, and 4, and notably 43% of the team damage for that.
Yeah, not surprised at all from that. Karina was playing absolutely beautifully. So, again, folks, it's a potential break time between games. Currently, in our best of 5 set between Muskingum University and Colonel Esports, Muskingum sits 2-0 over Colonel. They are 1 game away from securing their win in the ECAC Esports League of Legends Rivals Finals. So, you're going to want to get ready for that, folks. Hit the bathroom, grab a drink, grab a snack, do whatever you have to do to prepare for our 3rd and potentially final game between these 2 teams. Don't go anywhere. Any folks, get in the lobby. Still giving teams a little bit of time to get ready. So, just give us a little bit more time. As both teams prepare, set up subs and pick sides to be moving to the draft hall in just a few. Howdy,
All right,
folks. Welcome back.
we're back. Now, in the break, we were talking a little bit, Blastmasters and myself, about the quote-unquote weak link on Colonel. And I want to preface this conversation by saying, for a silver player, he is holding his own remarkably well, and I have no end of respect for Noto. However, silver heading into an emerald is literally always going to be rough, and we've been seeing a little bit of a mid-gap open up with Fruit Vendor Army first on the Ari and then on the Annie. And why he played Ari and then Annie is beyond me. Now, it's important to note as we head into this that my spectator isn't opening. Oh, there it goes. It's important to note that Colonel won, elected red side. They lost first game, chose blue. They lost second game, they chose red. We're going to see how that looks. I think it might mean the ability to double pick the ADC support that they might be looking for. But we will see. However, two, and more importantly, they kept Hybrid in their top lane. And they brought Mr. Melon, who we had seen in the top lane game 1, into that mid lane spot. So definitely looking for something a little different. I'm hoping to use the incredible mid solo laning that we saw out of Hybrid Game 1 and take that into Game 2. We will see. This is Game 3. Good heavens. I'm just going to talk about bans because that's what I can talk about because I know that. Amumu and Kayn, first bans coming off, and then the Maokai, all very, very standard bans that we've been seeing so far this game.
Yeah, pretty
no
much
Ari
just,
bans so far.
Pretty much just retaining from last time.
I think they're changing up the order a little bit. Got to spice it up. Meanwhile, not that you can see it, but in chat, while they are doing this ban pick phase, they are talking about pro leagues. LCS, LEC, LCK, all of that. Braum ban.
From Colonel.
Xayah ban from Muskingum, paying a lot of respect to the performance that Karina just gave on their comfort pick. And we're going to be waiting for that third ban to come out from Colonel. And what apparently both of these teams can agree on is that Keria support is absolutely amazing. So, not everything's bad. Clearly both teams still in good spirits as we head into the Colonel banning out the ASOL yet again. Oh boy, who could have seen the Ari pick coming?
Yeah, no, just such a strong pick for Fruit Vendor.
Just a strong pick in general in the meta. And, we saw at game one, Fruit Vendor really able to act. Ooh, Misfortune, my darling. Oh, Misfortune Thresh, how I love you. So I was right, Colonel electing red side to be able to double pick that ADC support. And it's going to be good. We're just going to see the Renata Glask getting hovered for Muskingum again. Maybe, deciding, thinking, yes. Now Misfortune Thresh is absolutely amazing. I want to see this Misfortune succeed. I want to see Karina do well on it. Misfortune is a champion that is near and dear to my heart. And paired with Thresh, it's great. Hey, Zeri, who could have seen that one coming in game 3?
Got the final pick for the first wave coming up for Colonel. I'm just expecting a mid pick just to keep jungle and top open here. But
I would too, solely because they have Melon in their off lane in the mid lane. Did a little bit of looking, nothing unheard of. Oh, Jarvan jungle.
we have seen the J4 getting banned in the second wave by Muskingum. So, let's see what the hype is about. I'm kind of shocked Notoriety didn't lock in the friggin' Viego. Like it's not like a one and done.
The Viego did not work very well game 1.
That's true, but
Orin ban coming out from Colonel. J4 much more of a team champ with the attack speed boost, his little flag gives, and a little
a lot of early pressure, like a la Lee Sin as well.
Trundle ban coming out.
Interesting.
Okay. I mean, Trundle can lose and still be winning. Like,
yeah, Trundle is a very annoying split pusher, so
he just kind of walks you down, and you're like, well, guess I die now.
It's like back during like the inting Scion phase of just I'm not sure what I'm actually supposed to do here.
And the Malphite ban coming out from Colonel and the Mundo ban coming out. That is 4 top lane bans.
Wow.
In that final wave. We might have to do a pause on lobby. Nope, we're good. Muskingum had their support take a hard crash.
Interesting.
Oh, yes, Vladimir.
Don't say yes. That character's disgusting.
Exactly. Hey, at this point, I'm rooting solidly for the underdogs. I am rooting solidly for the underdogs. Give me the disgusting champs. Give me a game 4. Melon doesn't have Vladimir and is most recently played in the mid lane. If that is a Vladimir mid, I have seen, and I don't like it, but I have seen Vladimir top be a thing. Nocturne getting locked. Yeah, Nocturne getting locked in the jungle. We're going to be looking for that. Nearsighted as he goes flying across the map to engage in team fights. Very short range at level 6, and then by level 11, it's a good chunk, and then by level 16, you can just like cross half the map. And it's great. I'm a bit. Oh, and the Olaf coming out from Muskingum. So a lot of the things that we have seen banned in prior games getting selected now. The Nocturne got banned, the Olaf got banned, a lot of that. Now. So we're gonna see if they were getting banned for a reason. Huh? Kent top?
Okay. Your boy.
Hey, into an Olaf.
Hey. There's a reason they're out there and we're in here, all right? Like, respect the process.
Yeah, because we lost. For me, because I lost to you.
Sorry.
Baron, for the record, for everybody watching, while we wait for them to redo this process in actual game. Baron ran 3 League of Legends teams this season, I do believe.
Yes.
and we lost to their second best one. So, we held on okay. Great. Muskingum choosing to use the bathroom before this game, which is good. Good. Further up in chat was me asking for a production pause so I could finish eating dinner. Because I'm on the West Coast, so we start at 5 in ECAC, which is absolutely awful for my scheduling, by the way. Can I just say that?
Mm.
Like, can I just say that having games start at 5 is like, well, guess I don't eat dinner.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
It's fine. It's fine. At least my players can go out on a Friday night after games, I guess. I mean, we're good people. We don't go out on Friday nights. Absolutely not. I am excited to see the platinum melon into the emerald fruit. Melon is not a mid laner. Melon is a top laner with a mid laner second. And we'll see. Silver Storm, I get to go to bed at a normal time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wake up at the ungodly earliest hours for our staff meetings. That staff meeting that everybody slept through a couple weeks ago, that was at like 10 a.m. my time on a Saturday, and I'm like, that's not happening. That's not happening. Their bathroom break taking longer than 1 second. Can we flip back to draft, actually? We
Yes,
can
we
start
can.
talking about it as we go. Okay, hear me out. It's wild, but it could be a thing. Thresh top Tom Kench support.
Yeah, no. Like the top support works, but Thresh top is just like not strong enough. I especially against an Olaf.
Oh, Olaf, we're gonna be looking for the Olaf to run things down with the oh my gosh, what should I call it? With the CC immune ult that he has. We're gonna be looking for him to just run things down, and we will
Yeah,
see how it
especially
goes.
like let's say the Thresh was top. Post 6, what's to stop Olaf from just popping Ragnarok and sprinting at him?
I mean, that's gonna happen to the Tom Kench anyway, because that's just Olaf.
True, but at least Tom like heals off landing his stuff, you know?
Olaf has exactly one mode after 6, and that is go forwards quickly.
I am rapidly approaching your location.
We're gonna see. I want to see. We've talked a lot about what we want to see on Colonel, right? Because they're down 0-2 in the series. We want to see We want to see the series keep going. We want to see this be a close match. I'm excited for the Misfortune Thresh that can really do a lot of damage, especially into the squishier Zeri Renata Glass. I'm looking for Karina to have a very, very, very good game again.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Vladimir into the Ahri. Vladimir just kind of goes untargetable. And that's just like a thing.
Poor Moo.
The Amumu band
We
now.
fear the shadows.
Fear
Aw.
controls them.
We've talked a lot about what we want to see out of Colonel, and I've got like 5 minutes to keep rambling, so I'm going to keep rambling. On the Muskingum side, I want to see the Ahri pop off again. Like, I want to see Fruit Vendor go absolutely crazy again. Because, I mean, what was Ahri first game? It was at least 8-1 and 8. It was,
something like that.
It was Fruit Vendor 11-2 and 9. Ended up being the final scoreline for that Ahri in just like 30 minutes. So I want to see the Ahri pop off again. Big fan of that. I want to see the Renata Glass keep landing those ults like they had been. I mean, those ults were absolutely insane. And there's a lot less ability to dodge them in this comp that we're seeing out of Colonel. So if those land, especially with Misfortune, that could be huge.
Absolutely.
Zeri, third game picking Zeri. And it has been banned because it hasn't been a very scary pick. You know, it's been an ADC. It's been going fine. You know, like it's 4-3-10 game 1, and or 2 and 15 game 2, but that's honestly a lot of assists for an ADC. Like, I wanna see Zeri come to the front. I wanna see the Zeri flourish.
Right. Although,
Nocturnes. Go ahead.
Yeah, getting assists, you're still like participating, you're still helping out. But I get what you're saying.
I mean, I'm talking like dream scenario here. Nocturne gonna be looking. I want to see him engage hard at that level 6. You hit 6, and you better be flying across that map every time your ult is up, making changes in lanes. And then Olaf, I want to see him run Tom Kench down. That said, now that draft is set, I'm going to ask you the same question I've been asking every time we head into this, because we got like 4 minutes to burn because of the 3-minute spectator delay. How do you think this goes? Based solely on draft.
I'll be honest, with how aggressive Muskingum has shown that they can perform well, they're really leaning into that with this lineup here on blue side. Just off of that, just off prior information, I'm really expecting them to just, maybe not immediately, but they'll find a team fight that they play really well. They'll get that ahead, and Muskingum is such a momentum-based team, and once they get that momentum, if you can't tear it away from them, they are just, that is game over. And so far, Colonel has not shown themselves able to get rid of that momentum. I'd love to be proven wrong, but at this current point,
I want to see Muskingum have only lost 1 game, not round, a game, and that was the Sacred Heart last week. That is the one and only game they have dropped all season, in that 3-1 win in semifinals. And that was a game 2 that went over to Sacred Heart. I am curious. I want to see how Muskingum plays when they are down, when they are losing. Because it's a very different skill set and mental to be able to go, yeah, we're winning, this is great, let's keep winning, and not throwing it away, which granted plenty of teams do, and is a skill set all of its own. I'm not taking that away from Muskingum, but it's a completely different skill set that I have yet to see of, we're down, how do we come back? Colonel has had their moments of absolutely shining brilliance when behind, and I want to see how they play from ahead. I think Misfortune Thresh, if they're aggressive, can get ahead on the Zeri Renata Glass, can push hard, can get Karina, and a Fed Misfortune is a scary Misfortune.
I don't even think, like, I think Colonel's bot lane has been playing these games very well. Like, I think they've been performing. It's just the rest of the team being able to as well.
I think Colonel hasn't been putting quite enough pressure on the bot lane. And I say that because we have seen Castle Crasher roam 4 grubs at 5 minutes both games now, and make a substantial difference in the corresponding grub fights, because having an extra person up there always does. And the thing is, if you're going to do that, and you're going to let them get some kills, and you're going to let them get the grubs, and you have to get something back in return on the bot side, and I haven't been seeing that happen. That's my concern with the bot lane. How they haven't been playing great, they're not putting enough pressure down to keep Castle in lane. I don't know. I can't see Olaf Tom Kench going well for the Tom Kench.
I think it's a lane that's going to need help, and that is kind of a split issue where, as we've seen, like you said, Colonel needs to focus more on the bot lane. They need to play to this winning lane. And I don't know if Tom's just going to kind of have to accept, I imagine, being on that island. At a certain point, it's about just losing as little as possible.
Top lane often is. Like, that is to a certain extent what top lane is just don't lose. I'm excited to see Melon on this Vladimir. I'm excited to see somebody different mid. Hopefully. If there is a matchup I have seen that would challenge the Fruit Vendor Army Ari, that's a mouthful, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's why I've just been saying fruit.
Yeah, but I gotta give full respect to the Fruit Vendor Army. I mean, I've got a player, right? Whose
That's fair.
screen name is Doom. And do you know how amazing it is to just shoutcast Doom? Wonderful. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. I think of all the matchups we've seen in the mid lane, we saw the Ahri into the Annie. We saw, oh dear, who did we see into the? We saw the Swain into the Ahri. I think the best chance of keeping Fruit Vendor down is this Vladimir into the Ahri. The Vladimir dissolving into a pool of blood and being able to just kind of say, okay, you can shoot your stuff at me, but it doesn't matter, could be huge. I don't know. We'll see. 5 seconds to go before buffs spawn. Look for some spikes.
Yep. No, nothing crazy. No attempted invades this time. Both teams playing it smart and slow.
This is not going to be a slow game.
Oh no, it's not gonna be, but
it
can
for
still
this
start
exact
slow.
moment.
No,
You know what I really...
A boulder starts slow, but it doesn't stay slow.
Oh, you know what I really, truly want to see from Melon? Also, can I just say we have the Battle of the Fruits in mid lane?
Sure.
What I really want to see from Melon is not losing in CS. Like, that's it. That's all it is, because Colonel's early kills have been immaculate, and then they're just losing it to CS and turret plates.
Right. Just the progressive, like, overall rollout of objectives and gold falling into Muskingum's pockets.
Bench already playing on the back foot to that Olaf. I mean, are we surprised?
That's like a Q hit from Katarina? Or Karina, sorry. There is no cat in this game.
If there was a cat, we would be screwed. I just watched one of my neighbor schools play their games, and they got trounced by a Katarina.
Ooh, we see Ms. Notoriety going for a nice early lane
Sneaking
gank
into the
here.
bush. I think they're a little pushed. I think they're a little too far pushed for what Notoriety is trying to do, and meanwhile is missing 3 camps on his side, so he has to be able to get a kill here to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I don't think he got caught.
I don't think so either.
I don't know. EK
Mid lane, Vladimir
and
has
Description
disadvantage.
playing this beautifully safe. They're starting to push up a bit. Oh, but there goes Notoriety. That was a big waste of time.
At 3.5 minutes, where Nocturne now has twice as many camps and can look for that first settle, absolutely.
And it's gonna start immediately costing Notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Nocturne heading
immediately
into Jade
yoinking.
Raptors. And I mean, wouldn't you?
I mean, absolutely. Hey, man. Ooh, that spell shield.
Ooh, Vladimir coming up, looking for first blood here in the mid lane. Ari, Charm,
Actually,
fleeing.
Psycho does manage to get out. That still leaves Psycho so far ahead of Notoriety.
20 CS, which is 5 entire camps. But, for the first time ever, Colonel leading the mid CS battle.
True.
And the level advantage with that. Melon hitting 5 before Ari means we're going to see the Vladimir ult before we see the Ari ult come out.
Razor's going
Barely.
in here.
But down a level on the Tom Kench as well.
Fighting in that wave is dangerous, Hybrid. As level lead. Ghosty walking up nice and early for those grubs.
Renata, though, peeling up like we've seen every other game. But. Oh my god, you're right. Ghosty, Jarvan, early gank on the top side. Are they going to get it?
No, can't quite. Forces Razor back off. He still has TP, but Ghosty is here to help Hybrid and Notoriety out on these grubs. Karina is mid. Wow.
They are full sending this for these 5 grubs.
Yeah, it looks to me like Colonel took the advice to heart. They need to play for these objectives. They acknowledge that, but I don't know if sending the entire team for this is the right call.
Well, I mean,
It's gonna be a
Muskingum is countering it by sending the
nice-
entire team to Drake.
nice dragon trade for Muskingum.
Honestly, you know what I think that was? Bot
That-
lane needed to get first backs out anyway at 5 minutes. And committing grubs and then backing and resetting the lane is just as effective, if not more so, than backing in lane and getting straight back there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yes, they lost a bit, but with Muskingum going for the Drake, they didn't lose that much and secure 3 grubs. Oh, the Nocturne. Oh, the Olaf. Oh, Melon.
That's first
Going on
blood for
total-
Razor. Establishing a just over 1k gold lead for Muskingum.
But Wayne going untargetable. I will say that will help him get out of pickles more often than not. Fruit Vendor back for full boots on first back, by the way. Meanwhile, Olaf with not 1, not 2, but 3 long swords in inventory. And a Doran's Blade. Man has so many knives.
It's like Pike. It's just every item is a knife.
I want to draw attention to the CS gap in mid lane. Yes, it's only 25. That's not a lot if you're in lane. In jungle, that is a chasm.
Yeah.
And he's hiding in a bush again.
Nice engage though. Ooh, Ghosty got the hook on EK. That could have been insane. Not quite.
Oh, I'm behind where you are. It's like, what are you talking about? Are you psychic?
Yes, you cast enough of these.
No,
you just start
I'm about
telling.
5 seconds behind you apparently. I have since fixed that. Also, one thing I haven't pointed out in these prior games is the amount of vision control Muskingum has had in being able to control the map. Colonel has all 5 control wards out right now. Every player has bought a control ward and has placed it. Now, 3 of them are around Dragon Pit, and am I sure that's necessary? No, absolutely not. But they're out, they're there, and they have vision. And that is going to be huge in this river as Psycho starts looking for more ganks, since he is now level 6 and has ultimate.
Yeah,
The
Notoriety's
ping's going out on Nocturne.
Yeah, Notoriety's trying to keep up here when it comes to the farm, but he's just so far behind. This could be a perpetual deficit at this point, unless Colonel gets some insane big fight here.
All the pings going out on the Nocturne. Meanwhile, in the top lane, stun, flash, lick, flip. Jarvan coming in. That's a little Olaf. Might be able to chase him down. Hopefully. Olaf is staying with the control ward right there. Jarvan, Tom looking for something. Ari super low on mana.
Okay,
by the
now
way.
you're ahead of me. What happened?
I'm at 919. What are you at?
I'm now at 921. How did that happen?
Apparently, we both are just gonna miss time. Tom having to bail out again. Jarvan
here comes the
flashing
righty.
in. There's the commit. Oh my god, the
Oh
Olaf
no, the
damage.
healing! You need you need to kill Olaf. There is no hi, how's it going? Here's Psycho with the cleanup.
What I am confused about on that specifically,
What was that?
Tom Kench did not engage. Jarvan put him in a little thing, and Tom Kench just didn't do anything.
To be fair, Hybrid didn't have W up anymore, so he couldn't have just jumped on him. I think if anything, he was scared, which is, again, as we've seen from Colonel, their biggest weakness is not being confident enough. They're looking for justifications, it seems like, to make any play that they do. And the honest description just seems to be that Hybrid was scared. And that was rough. It cost Notoriety's life.
Watch the Lantern coming out there.
Absolutely managed to bail out Notoriety, but again, the objectives, even with forcing that first set of 3 grubs, that's 3 very easily going to Muskingum,
It's only
Ghosty,
two. It's only
and...
two on Muskingum. It's 4-2.
Oh, you're right.
I'm going, oh my god, the damage. Come on,
Trying to get
Vladimir.
out. Ooh. Castle Crasher secures the kill on Ghosty. Psycho dealing with a whole lot of CC, but the rest of Muskingum are there to cover him. Fruit on 1 HP, flashing out. Psycho is down. Hybrid secures the kill. Here comes Razor. Getting the extra move speed from the fighter die. Ooh, that charm! Good ult from Hybrid.
Gobble.
Saving Melon. Still, that is rough. Drake is up.
Did a lot worse, actually. Because, oh, crud. That is very mid, getting 2 turret plates by yourself. Misfortune pushing solo bot, going to be able to get a turret plate or 2 off of there. Looks like Muskingum has decided to full rotate Ari into the bot lane. Zeri Venata Glask up into mid. And Nocturne looks like he's setting up for Drake. They do have Cryo and Vision. No reason they can't secure it at this point. I love Tom Kent so much. He's
Very
gonna get slowed at bot, have to bail out.
deeply funny character. Psycho moving in,
Oh my
spell
God.
shielding that hook from Ghosty. Beautiful stuff. Castle hoping to harass Melon. There's the flash from Ghosty. Managed to survive with 1 health. Psycho with that kill going to take the time to secure the second Drake. Going to be a Hex Drake and a Chem Drake for Muskingum.
Are we gonna see a third Infernal Soul?
Third Infernal Soul.
Oh my god. I was about to say I really hope not, and then I looked over. It is in fact a third Infernal Soul.
Fire! Ooh, that's a free plate for Fruit.
They really decided to make it easy on the casters. What's the Soul Infernal? What game is it? Doesn't matter. It's an Infernal Soul. Muskingum, only 2, almost 3k down in gold. Still not out of it.
No, but
Haven't lost any turrets yet.
man, is notoriety behind.
Ooh.
Still just maintaining, Psycho maintaining that double CS lead.
Which is more and more impressive the further into this game we get. Where it's really going to come into play is Rift Fight in 45 seconds. Dragon Fight in 4. There might be a situation here where Nocturne has the 1200 smite up, and Jarvan is only sitting on the 900. Other important thing to note, Nocturne, full item completed. Has the experimental hex plate, has the ultimate ability haste,
Nice pop
has
of the
all of that.
Ragnarok by Razor. Trying to run Hybrid down. Still can't be stunned. Keeping that Ragnarok up. Psycho rushing up to secure the kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, Mr. Notoriety dives on top of Castle Crasher, securing the kill for Karina. God, managed to get out. Trading 1 for 1 here.
Can I just point out what a kill steal from Nocturne that was?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, Razor was really low. Olaf has insane lifesteal, but he totally could have died there.
Really could have. I just find it funny. Nocturne, I got this! Colonel, once again, I think this is their first Rift Herald of the series. Committing 4 up to get it. We've seen a lot more out of Karina, out of Ghosty in playing. Karina ult, lovely, has the Collector, going to start being able to do significantly more damage and be a lot scarier on the map. Rift Herald gets driven correctly into turret, only going to take it down to about half health here at 14 minutes, and Rift Herald goes down. Still no turrets taken from anybody, however, Ari split pushing in that bot lane, I think is going to be able to claim that tier 1 bot turret. I say that right as they do. Need something. See, here's the funny thing is Ari is not a split pusher.
No, but Fruit's been making it work.
That's right. Ari is not a split pusher. Fruit is a split pusher. Vladimir looking for some.
Ooh, did manage to get that enhanced Q. There's the Spirit Rush pop.
Managed to dodge the charm as well. Looking for. Oh, Nocturne.
Here comes Psycho! Yeah, Psycho lucky in this Nocturne just to help secure these and just be basically everywhere.
You know, and that's exactly what I said in the pregame when we were talking about this, is the second Nocturne hits 6, I want to see him flying across the map. Man's got 3 kills. At least 2 of them are from this ult specifically. He is flying across the map.
On top of just the actual, like, worry, I think Razor kills it right. I think this is a 2v1. Oh, just barely not. Razor's on the move. Calscar's here to cover. Oh, Hybrid waited too long. The stacks are down. And both teams managed to get out.
And Nocturne for funsies.
Yeah, like, on top of just the actual worry of, like, oh, man. Like, the standard worry of, oh, I need to be careful playing around jungle just in case I want to take a fight in case their jungler comes out. Now, the entirety of Colonel Esports needs to worry, oh, God, at any moment, if I ever take a fight, if there's nothing else happening, there's a good chance there's just a ghost guy with knife hands sprinting at me at Mach 10.
I want to point out the absolutely blind hook Ghosty just threw into that bush that hit.
Oh, that was sick.
Nothing came of it, but it was gorgeous. I also wanted to point out in chat, Fear is the Mind Killer, making a Dune reference, which is also incredible. And then, yeah, seeing first item completions coming out of all of Muskingum, and now all of Colonel with 2 heart steals. Tom Kent sitting at very nice heart steal stacks. That's 69, because not everybody can see that. And Jarvan holding the CS gap. It's still 30, still not great, but holding it. Here's the problem I'm having right now. Colonel taking fights, doing great. They have all 5 clubbed. Meanwhile, Razor split pushing. Fruit Vendor earlier, split pushing, we've seen it. When they can handle your 5 with 4, they are always going to win. Heading into Dragon Fight.
Psycho moving in. Holding directly on top of Karina, also getting chased down by Fruit. Psycho secures the kill. AoE damage from Muskingum is nuts. Psycho falls, but so does the entirety of Colonel.
Double kills over to Olaf and to Zeri. You know, I'm not sure if Muskingum was listening to my pregame or not, but I said I wanted to see an Olaf that ran it down. He's 4-1-5. He's been running it down. I said I wanted to see a Nocturne flying across the map. He's 4-2-5. He's been flying across the map. Ari 1-0-8. Not necessarily quite the scoreline we saw game 1, where she was 8-0-8, but still a good scoreline. And very 2-0-3. It's not exactly bringing everything in, but being a solid, consistent presence in that bot lane is really helping Muskingum focus elsewhere. Vladimir. Doing Vladimir things. I also wanted to point out the level difference across the board. Hybrid down 1. Notoriety down only 1 now, was down 2. Melon hitting 1. Karina down 1. Ghosting even. Misfortune hitting
it's rough out here.
I don't know if you've got chat pulled up. Misfortune hitting a Stephen Curry crossover trying to get that Ari off of her.
Yeah, poor the ADC life at in the current meta is just you're the main character of like Outlast or some horror game where you don't get to fight back. You're just trying to live.
I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous in that team fight because Misfortune gets the Nocturne ult on her, sees that Nocturne's trying to get the fear down because that does take a little bit of time, takes the Thresh Lantern, and then still gets the Arya Nocturne collapsed in on her. Like, the amount of chase down that Muskingum had onto that ADC was truly impressive.
Oh, yeah. No, it was, like, Karina was playing Mirror's Edge. It was impressive to watch, but...
All the pings going down around this Baron. 20 minutes, even earlier Baron than we saw first game if they managed to take this. Tom Kent getting some licks in, literally. Not sure it's doing much of any good. Already coming in on the flank. We've seen Fruit Vendor flank so many times before. We're seeing them dithering.
I think we're about to see team fight. Fruit is surrounded, trying to get out of here. Psycho's ult gonna help. Psycho rushing on to the bot side. Karina once again desperately trying to get out, but here's Fruit. Back him up. Psycho takes out
EKA
Karina. There goes Ghost. Meanwhile, Razor gets put in the box with Mr. Notoriety. Finishes him off. It's another clean sweep for Muskingum. And they're not even going to take the Baron. They're just going to push okay, well, half of them are going to take the Baron. Bert's just going to do, at this point, their God-given duty to just push.
Olaf is 6-1-6. Nocturne is 5-2-6. They don't necessarily need more than those two.
This is just a really rough stat line overall.
It's 17-4 with an 11 goal difference. Heading into Baron buff. Oh heavens. Oh heavens.
It's
me.
Everybody has some rough ones.
I'm not giving up yet. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give up yet.
I respect the faith.
I'm from Idaho. I had to have faith this season. We made it into playoffs by the skin of our teeth. You know, I have to have confidence in the crazy comeback. I'm not sure I'm seeing it. On the other hand, 1-3-1 formation. Not gonna let that Ari split or the Olaf split push completely unattended. Granted, Ari up 2 levels and has Baron. Vladimir probably not gonna be able to do much of anything, but you know, attempts are being made. Oh heavens. The charm, the ball, the spirit rush. And
yeah.
On the other hand, it's always chipper when somebody dies because they exploded Infernal Souls. Mid inhib is going to get taken quite cleanly with that Baron buff, actually.
Hybrid playing up Fruit, taking another tower. Slowly making their way to the rest of Muskingum.
And now they're going to 5-press with Baron into the top. They are just... Oh, nice hook by Ghost. They are...
Nobody's there to follow up. Hybrid goes in. Eats Razor, which may have saved him from Karina's MF ult. Notoriety and Hybrid fall, and that might
Karina
just
Ghosty.
be game.
It is.
I forgot. All right.
It does that. It's fine. We're still spectating.
Yes, we are.
Vladimir, they're holding strong. I don't think they can finish exactly at this moment.
I don't think this is literally the moment it falls, but I don't know. The walls are not standing upright.
One wall is. Bot inhib turret is still standing. Other than that, inhibs are down, turrets are down. One of the Nexus turrets at half health, the other one at a third. They do heal a little bit. They heal up to something. So might have a little bit of a last stand. You know, I've had worse. I have had worse. I've had games where it's a completely open Nexus and we still bring it back. I believe. Still like a 15,000 gold lead difference. No big deal.
Doable.
Doable.
Notoriety
trying to get out of there right into Fruit Vendor, by the way.
Fruit Vendor's just everywhere.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of just Ari.
True.
The W, the R, the movement speed, she kind of can be just everywhere. Not to take anything away from Fruit Vendor, but... Oh, the charm. The damage. You're not supposed to be able to chunk down Tom Kench like that. Like, that's not supposed to be a thing. Tom Kench is supposed
to be fair, Hybrid only has one item.
And boots. Don't forget the boots. The plated steel caps. They exist.
Yeah, not against Fruit. I don't think the Fireball cares how much leather you're wearing.
Misfortune ult firing, I think, into just minions, trying to push those super minions off and preserve
doing anything
whatever's left.
Yeah, doing anything to maintain here. All 3 inhibs down, double super minions on each end. And we get to that point.
And they're
nice
5-pressing. Oh, the Renata ult.
The spacing.
1 turret down. 2 turret down.
Lyco is engaged upon by Mr. Notoriety. Ghosty moves in, gets the hook on Fruit. But
Vladimir gets one.
Members of Curdle start to fall. Fruit. Oh, the dodge! Melon tries to flash in, but it's too little too late. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, 3-0. Muskingum is your ECAC Esports League of Legends Rivals champions. in a absolutely beautiful set up against Colonel.
And dominating, I must
Absolutely.
say.
That was rough. Like, no knock to
That
Colonel,
was
but that was Muskingum playing just out of their minds, especially Fruit. Like, what in the world was this?
Fruit disappointing me. Honestly, only ending up 5-0-9. I expect better. Come on. For,
So it was
for
just
real.
it was Psycho throwing himself off a mountain every like 3 minutes.
Well, you know what's funny is we had the Rammus game too, and we're like, he's just literally throwing himself at champions, and then Muskie and Hurtis was like, all right, bet, and brought Nocturne.
He's like,
Who
yo, you're
also
right.
threw
That would
himself.
be funny.
I want to point out on the score line, Renata Glask, the support, 2-1-13, not a bad stat line, but a tankier, not as, nearly as damaging support, right?
Did more damage than J4.
Yeah, you saw that too.
Yeah, it's a little rough. I mean, to be fair,
Oh.
like Mr. Notoriety just had like the roughest start I can imagine for a jungler this game. It was unfortunate, and it happens. But that was next season.
I also want to point out the highest damaging member on the Colonel team, Tom Kench. And I will say, I doubted the Tom Kench top. Went 3-6, had the most kills on the team, had the most damage on the team. I should not have doubted the Tom Kench top. I will say that much. I'm also going to say, 3 members of Muskingum did more damage to champions than Tom Kench did.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was a bit rough. I don't know what else to analyze here. This is the season.
I think it was very clean. It was only the season for Rivals, though. Don't forget that Rivals division for ECAC Esports League was a week ahead, so there will still be the finals for every other division next week.
Not yet. Super Elite finished last week. So
Oh.
we've only got finals for Elite and for Contenders.
Well, still 2 more. Then.
Yeah, still 2 more. Nothing to sneeze at there. I'm going to reload the bracket. I will not be around next week, so I don't know if we are casting games or not. But if anybody's interested, your Elite playoffs is going to be Farmingdale State versus SEMO for that championship. And your Contenders playoffs are going to be Rio Grande LOL versus Siena League of Legends. So I think we're going to be casting another one of these games next week. I don't think I know I'm not going to be here, unfortunately, but I think we're casting another one of these games next week.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. And with a little bit of luck, we will get more ECAC staff streaming in the next season.
But folks, everyone who tuned in live, or, is watching a VOD or something, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been your host, Blast. I was joined today by
Hummus.
And thank you so much for joining us. Please be safe, be good to each other, enjoy yourselves, and have a fantastic night.